What's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? This your boy Yella. We gonna get down to brass tacks, man. Just navigating this new software, man. Y'all give me a second. Positive vibes. I see you. We finna get into it. Yeah, man. We got a lot to talk about tonight. We have a lot to talk about tonight. Y'all give me 1 second. So that's on stream. Let's see what we can do.
Ooh-wee, that boy been cheat on miss.
Bang, 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 boy, shit break. On a hard thing, got an Alabama, you can add next say.
Hello everyone, it's the Black Barbie representing the Hit Squad all the way from Ohio. So please like, share, and subscribe.
Yo. I done met a lot of niggas in my lifetime. You can't keep it real with everybody, my nigga. Everybody ain't solid, everybody ain't 100. For real. Stick to your motherfucking self. These niggas ain't what they say they is. Know that? Look. I do this shit for my brothers and everybody that done died for us. Niggas saying they gon' ride, when the time came, they ain't ride for us. Hitting licks on some hot shit with the same click, you a 5 us. Niggas switched up like a bitch, say they'll die for you, but they lied to us. Make room for the real, all that other shit ain't got time for it. Mama still paying bills, till I get a meal, I'ma grind for it. Record labels all fake and gay, I won't sell my soul, I won't sign for it. Really cut from a different cloth, and new niggas only piss me off. Come around like they really down, but they only rhyme cause they mooching off you. Niggas pussy beat the coochie off them. Listen up when the truth is talking. Real niggas got morals, and the lame niggas don't hate. Rob who take what? Bitch, I'm riding around with that cake. Riding around with that long K. Fuck a Draco, yeah, it's wartime. We ain't doing no drive-bys. If you try mine, we knocking doors down. I ain't saying I'm the biggest nothing, but if we got a problem, I'ma handle that. Loud talk gon' get crunny smacked. Turn this fat ass to a punching bag. Niggas saying it's on go when they see a nigga. Well, bitch, I'm a lunching pad. Hot shit for you fuck niggas. All love for the real niggas. Even if a nigga went blind and got paralyzed, I wouldn't feel niggas. See the pain in my city eyes that they traumatized and they still getting it. Forever smoke on Mac bands, long live smoking bean. But most of all, the one that hurt the most, goddamn nigga took the king. Wake me up, I know it's all a dream, but this real life and I'm stating facts. If I said it, nigga, then I meant it, nigga. If it's out my mouth, I won't take it back. Rap niggas know what's going on. I'm the hottest shit since Tupac. I'm in Tupac and I'm too hot. Nigga, you not, I'm a fuse box. Yeah, nigga, I control shit. Y'all ain't better than my old shit. Tell them folks on no shit, on oh shit, this bullshit. I done kept it too real, but never got it in return. It's fucked up how we live, well I guess it's what I gotta learn. And they ain't saying that I'm perfect, cause everybody got flaws. And they say the real in the graveyard or they locked up behind walls. Your closest homie can be your biggest hater and I ain't trusting shit, not at all. They laugh at you when you fall, get mad at you when you ball. They come around like they really down, but them niggas sour cut them off. Stand alone on your own team, be a grown man, that's a boss. I'm only here to get it real. If I ain't done it, I ain't speaking on it. Wake 'em up, cause this real. You can't learn shit cause you sleeping on me. Own homie tried to steal from me. The same one that said he killed for me. I never trust another soul going down that road, I be done killed something. Taking food out my kids' mouth will be the quickest way I catch a bid for something. Understand you gotta live for something, or you gon' die trying to live for nothing. Every dollar ain't meant to be chased, my nigga. Be patient, it's really coming. You don't work, you don't eat. I'm grinding hard, losing sleep. I'm taking joy to take the pain away, but somehow this shit getting weak. And the fact that niggas so quick to try you in these streets and thinking shit sweet. Niggas fags, they gon' fleet. In the meantime, I found my own grind, I got my own shine, and yeah, I spend my money on my own time. Bitch! I done kept it too real, but never got it in return. It's fucked up how we live. Well, I guess it's what I gotta learn. And I ain't saying that I'm perfect, cause everybody got flaws. And they say the real in the graveyard or they locked up behind walls. The closest homie can be your biggest hater, they ain't trusting shit, not at all. They laugh at you when you fall, get mad at you when you ball. They come around like they really down, but them niggas sour, cut them off. Stand alone on your own team, be a grown man, that's a boss.
All right, y'all. Let's get down to business. I'm all over the place. Positive vibe, I see you. Tequila, I see you. Sharon, I see you. Thank you for the love. God bless you. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into it, man. I hope everybody had a good Friday. You know what I'm saying? Easy transition to the weekend. We got the Wansleys and Nolan Wells. Um, the Wansleys been on a media tour talking about what happened in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. And it's truly a tragedy. You know, every time it's like we're getting new information by the day. New information by the day. And oh boy, we got to cover it. We got to go over it, man. So without further ado, we're going to get started on it. And y'all hit that like button if you haven't already. Salute to everybody in the bushes. But it's your boy Hitter, man. Y'all lock in, man, for real, because we about to vibe out. I mean, it's gonna be serious, but it's gonna be a vibe as well. Because this case is nothing to frown at, and it's like a certain set of events are starting to set a precedent around the country, you know, to where people are getting away with this with no circumstances, no recompense, nothing to have to pay for. You know what I'm saying? I see we got Key in the building, man. Shout out to my dog Key, man. But yeah, man, let's get into this. This is actually, let me see here, y'all. This is actually from almost a day ago. give me a little favor, man. I just asked for a little favor. You know what I'm saying? I ain't on my square right now. I'm just going through the motions. Um, a precedent because of the precedent. Come on, man. What a way with words. You feel me? What a way with words. I totally agree. I totally agree, man. Let me put that up there right quick. Amen. Amen to that. Boy, I tell you. Sad world we're living in right now. But God got the final say so. And I want to say thank you once again to everybody who showed love on Wednesday. Meant the world to me. God bless you all. For real. Let's get into the content, man.
All right, we ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
Reporting live from Hyper's Club, 5 Plus News, I'm Zanaba. As reported on Monday, social media is currently reacting to a now mysterious death of Mississippi teen Nolan Wells. That he would go missing on a remote island on July 4th, in which his body would be found 2 days later on the island shore. At the center of the conversation, many have expressed that race looks to have played a part in the teen's death, given that it appears that Wells was the only black friend amongst a group of white friends whom he traveled to the island by boat with.
Shout out to G Money. G Money, you already know what it is, love. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And even though it's a long time no see, you ain't never too far away. You know what I'm saying? God bless you. I appreciate you. You know it.
Black people, stop going on motherfucking vacation with these white folks. Your white friends call you, say, hey, bud, what's up? Hey, you ain't going on vacation? No. Hell no. Because y'all keep going on them vacations, and they keep coming back home, and we can't find you. You got to tell them white people no right now.
Now look, it would be a different story if this only happened like one time, right? But the fact that it happened, he said it keeps happening. I remember there was a lady, I forget her name, I forget the situation, but maybe I can pull up a picture, but I remember she was sitting on a couch and she was the only black lady there. And I believe something happened with her too. I forget that story, but look, it's going to be very interesting to see how this all plays out, man.
Not all of them, but some of them you got to tell them no. I can't swim. Why I'm going out there in the ocean for?
According to reports, the group of friends along with Nolan would travel to Horn Island.
Shout out to you, big boy. I see you in the building, man. Salute, bro. Big salute. Appreciate you. And yeah, Nolan could swim. That's what makes it all the more crazy. Man, we going into all of this, man. Y'all lock in, man. And if y'all ain't hit that like button, hit the like button. And share alive, man. Share alive. Oh yeah. Tequila, we live on Twitch as well, family.
Which is the island that sits about 10 miles from mainland Mississippi to celebrate the 4th of July. Now, while there, the teens, along with others, would enjoy the beach's shore and water. At some point during their time there, an altercation has now been said to have taken place, just before Wells would go missing around 4 p.m. Now, what has raised many people's concerns are why did Nolan's friends leave without him?
Yeah.
And what are the details of the altercation? One user on Facebook who shared that she was actually docked next to the boat Nolan was on would go on to note that the altercation took place amongst the friends, and at some point even on the boat they were on. Now, as mentioned, for many, race can't be overlooked, as some would express their lack of trust when it comes with being the only black person in certain settings, and they feel that Wells' disappearance is another example. Now, as people continue to question Nolan's white friends, whom he went to the island with, his black friends and best friend are now responding, explaining why they weren't with him at the time. On Monday, his best friend Javon Williams would join several of their peers at the boat dock where officials looked to have brought back Wells' body. There, Williams would speak to local outlet Sun Herald to give his reaction to the breaking news. According to Williams, he was supposed to be on the same boat with Wells, but it had got filled up and he rode on a different boat.
Damn.
Williams would go on to confirm that he did see Nolan on the island. As soon as we got out there, he told me that he loved me. Williams would also go on to say that he last saw Wells close to 4 p.m. And according to him, along with others, reports seeing Nolan with a girl while amongst their friends. Williams would also go on to share that he would end up leaving his phone with Wells's phone on the same boat in question, but would later retrieve his phone before going home. Now, outside of Williams' response, another friend by the name of Trace Carter would apparently give Nolan a warning to be safe before going to the island. According to Sun Herald, Carter would tell Wells, "Just hit me up when you get back. Just be careful, bro. Watch out for yourself." And in response,
See, just that right there, man, just seems very eerie, as if, I don't know.
If that's your partner, you know, you might want to go. If you that worried about your partner, you might need to go with him, man. This is a decision that they're going to regret for the rest of their life. I'm trying to tell you now, they're going to regret this for the rest of their life. Because if you had an unction in your spirit like that and you ain't move on it, it's going to be hard to sleep at night. This boy gone. He ain't never coming back. And what you thought might have happened to him, absolutely happened to him. Come on, man.
It's almost like, were they feeling something, you know? Like, because if they're saying this is his best friend right here, and I ain't saying it's his fault or shoulda, woulda, coulda, or whatever, but if he was there and he was feeling some type of way or something, I'm just wondering why he didn't stay the whole duration or leave once Nolan was going to leave. That's why I'm just wondering if he was, you know, just some extra eyes. But if there's never been any confrontation or something like that, it's like, I don't know. Like, how cool is he with the friends that Nolan was with? Are they all just one big friend group, or these are Nolan friends, and then him and this guy have their own friendship as well? So, boy, a lot of questions.
Wells will respond with, "I got you. I'll hit you up later." Now, according to that same report, it was also noted that Wells knew how to swim and had took lessons at a YMCA in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, where he lived, raising more concerns for some that foul play may be involved in his death. Back over on social media, Javon would continue reacting to the suspicious death of his friend. Over on TikTok, he would post a tribute to Nolan that read, "For all the times you accepted my calls, text me, checked up on me, hung out with me, laughed with me, I love you, brother." Followed by a response to one user who would comment, "Devastating," in which Devon would say he didn't deserve this shit. Williams would continue his grieving on his Instagram stories with a compilation video of he and Wells. Now, when it comes to the friends Wells would travel to the island with, they have been identified by social media users. However, it does appear that they have decided to remain quiet on their social pages, which each
Hey, shout out to Tequila. She said, "Damn that. I'm going to Twitch." Shout out to you, man. I appreciate you, loved one. Real talk. That's love, man.
of them having their Instagram pages on private. Now, upon looking over Wells' Instagram page,
Yeah, as I said before, the mother's the judge. She probably said, do not say anything. That's what makes this very hard. It's like you don't want to speculate, you know, because, again, there is a possibility that an accident could have happened, but it's like somebody still, it's like you still got it. He couldn't have been just out there by himself and nobody seen nothing, you know? That's what makes this extremely sketchy.
this was not the first time he would jump on a boat with friends, as he posted previous adventures of himself on a boat with a similar group of people.
And I'm sorry, but the whole, well, I thought he got on another boat, I didn't realize he was missing. Yeah, that's not sitting right with me, because what do you mean you let your friend just get on a random ass fucking boat? And everybody's in the comments like, oh, well, we boat hop, this is normal. Nobody thought to go with him. And if it was 4th of July weekend and people were drinking and you saw that your friend was drinking, may or may not have been drinking, why would you allow him to get on a boat if you weren't with him? And don't get me wrong, I've been on a boat. I know cell service is shit. Most people leave their phone on dry land because, shit be flipping over. But
now, we go out here to places like Smith Lake in Alabama. You basically just put your cell phone into a Ziploc and you good. But they said on Horn Island, it just wasn't no cell service, period. Ain't no way in the hell I would have went out there with those fellas and nobody and no way to contact nobody. Yeah, I'm probably gonna set this one out, fellas. Yeah. The M Rose in the building. M Rose, what popping? What's going on with you? I see you. Yeah, man. The autopsy has not come back yet. Currently, Nolan Wells' body is in Washington, D.C. They did a private autopsy. So Ben Crump flew his body to D.C. for an autopsy. They are being helped, the Wansley family, by Colin Kaepernick and Tyler Perry. And I do a lot of talking about Tyler Perry, but man, I tell you what, that shit's solid. That's solid. You feel me? So shout out to him. Over on Twitch, they said this girl supposedly stayed behind, which is the one who went to the police first. I'm in confusion. Yeah, is that the Katie female? That's what we trying to figure out. You know what I'm saying? Because the Katie female, the last thing that we heard from her was he ain't leave with me. He told me he was leaving with them. But yet and still they come back and tell us, well, tell the public that he wanted to stay with her. So it's a lot of confusion, a lot of misunderstandings going on as to what's really happening with this. And we don't have to speculate. This has been happening too much. And you hate to jump into conclusions. But my God, bro, you got the fact that these melanated kids keep coming up missing, unalived, and you group it with an all-star racist culture in the state of Mississippi. You that's the first thing you're gonna think about. They done did something to this boy. And when you look at it, I mean, you wouldn't be too far off in that assessment. Let's get back to the content, fam. I appreciate everybody for rocking with us. Hit that like button if you will, and we're gonna keep going.
if he was getting on another boat and you knew that there was no other way to contact him, again, why would you not get on the same fucking boat? And it'd be different and all the boats were just docked in one little area and you guys were just swimming and, you saw in and out, in and out, in and out. But again, this just is not sitting right. And then y'all didn't realize he was missing until it was time for you guys to go home. Like, y'all didn't sit here and think, oh, well, shit, where is he? Where could he have been? Why is he not back yet? We're taking shots and he's not here to take shots with them. Where's my boy at? Like, y'all don't sit here and ask these kind of questions. Like, there's a rule. If you came with me, you're leaving with me. Like,
big facts. And also when he said that their social medias are on private, I was just wondering, were they private before? Or is it now, because it's that whole, my account is private and I'm shutting off the comments. Because right now what could be happening behind the scenes is them rehearsing, making sure they all got their story straight.
Just like they did in Collin County. Yeah. The same way they did in Frisco, Texas is the same thing that they doing down here in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Yeah. You get everybody under one roof and y'all chat it up What we not gonna talk about, what we may talk about, and to keep it on the safe side. How about we don't talk about nothing? How about we just not talk about nothing? So I think that's the approach they're taking. You know, I seen earlier where his dad, and before I'm gonna answer M Rose. She said, "Hilda, how are you? I missed your live. Glad to catch it. We fighting, M Rose, and I appreciate you, man. Yes, indeed. So, have you seen the interview from his friends? Um, I'm finna go over one interview exclusively in just a second. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Let's see here. And just in case, send it to my inbox, Tequila. Yeah, man, send it to my inbox just in case. Yeah, man, if y'all I'm live on Twitch as well, so you know what I'm saying. If y'all want to sign up, join the Twitch or whatever, subscribe to me on Twitch. I greatly appreciate it. Yeah, I greatly appreciate it. Tequila, if you can bring a link over here and drop it, hey man, that'll be dope. Let's keep going, y'all.
And it's the same thing, and this and this and that and that. So whenever they are being talked to by the cops or whatever, I said one of them are going to break. One of them will probably break and mess up, and then some of the story isn't the same because they forgot what they rehearsed. It allegedly, you know what I mean? But boy, this gonna be a long case.
You here? I'm taking you home. You guys don't live by that shit.
Nobody knows what happened to Nolan. Nobody remembers what happened. He went into the woods with a girl and we don't know what happened. So why did y'all leave him? Because I needed to be known that the one fact that we got for sure is they didn't report that baby missing until they got back home. They didn't call when they were getting ready to pack up the boat and come back home and realize, hey, we can't find Nolan. We've been looking for him for an hour. Come help us find him. They didn't report it until they got back home.
So the same thing that happened to Nolan Wells almost happened to me. I think I was like 22 years old working at Texas Roadhouse. You know what I mean? Young, silly. Forgot a couple of the things that my granddaddy told me when I was growing up. I thought these people were my friends. Another lesson my grandparents taught me when I was younger is that you don't have any friends. You know what I mean? You really do not. Like, my siblings were always my friends, and I learned that. At any rate, I signed up to
Rochelle, I heard that a few times. I don't think this is a body for body situation, but that don't stop you from believing what you believe. I just don't think that that's it. These boys right here have been close friends since they were 5, 6 years old. They literally grew up together. So if they was gonna be on some body for body type action, I don't think they would have reached out to somebody that they've been knowing before they could pee straight on their own, you know? That's just my thoughts on it. But it could be. It could be. K Dizog, I see you, baby boy. What's going on, man? Salute to you. Man. Let's get back into it, y'all. And listen, y'all have a little grace with me as I navigate this software. I know I told you that last live, but we, you know what I'm saying? We still learning. We still doing what we do. Appreciate y'all. Much love. Hit the like button if you ain't hit it, though.
Go on this, little trip with these people. They let us know, okay, so we're going to get up on the bank right here, and then we're going to go see the waterfall. So I'm like, oh, okay, so but what we going to do at the waterfall? You know what I mean? Because I'm vibing, but at the same time, I'm not stupid. And they was like, we're just going to look at the, sit there, light a fire, smoke some more, drink some more. And I'm like, oh, okay. So we get to the little spot where we pull up the canoes, we anchor them off and whatnot. And then they tell us, okay, so this little piece of water right here, we got to swim across that to get to the waterfall. So I get halfway through the water and I realize that, and I'm losing my strength slowly but surely. And at this point in time, I am calling out for help. No music is playing at this time. You know what I mean? None. Yeah, everybody was rambunctious, excited, whatever. But you could clearly hear me out there in the woods. It's still daylight. So I am screaming that I can't make it. Somebody please help me. They turn around, several of them look at me, say, you can do it. Come on, let's go. And they continue to walk off. At this point in time, I have already said my prayers and have already decided that I'm going to meet my maker. I scream one more time, I am going to drown, and I went down. I don't know can't remember who was and what made them decide to change their mind and come back, but one person jumped in that water, grabbed me, pulled me up onto the bank, and mind you, they didn't do anything else after that and continued on their way. As young black children, the same lesson that I'm sure you're telling all your children now, do not be the only one. And it really doesn't matter how people feel about that, because the concern is preservation of life. So for some reason, God saw fit to not allow me to lose my life that day. And for some reason, God called Nolan home. So I will say that despite what anybody feels about how you feel about the situation, please have that conversation with your children. And that's all I'm going to say. Rest in peace, Nolan Wells, and to his entire family.
According to Jackson County Sheriff John Ledbetter, who would speak when Wells' body was found, the case will be handled like any other cases, with a thorough investigation.
Number one, give the family space and time. They are still processing this tragic event. And all of Nolan's close friends. I'll assure you that the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, we're looking at this whole case just like we would any other case. And we're going to be as thorough as we can.
Now, as far as Nolan's family, they have set up a GoFundMe for all those wanting to show support after Wells' sudden passing. An autopsy has been scheduled to be performed today to help provide more answers. Let's talk about them in the comments below. Now that we've heard from Nolan's other friends, does it leave you with more questions? And what should happen next?
Yes, definitely more questions.
It's crazy to say, but I have been in a similar position. I was telling y'all about Smith Lake in Alabama. Yeah. I was out on Smith Lake with my partner, who happened to be a white guy, and his family. I mean, it could have happened to me. But crazy. In the moments you ain't thinking like that. You know what I'm saying? Mac, what's going on? Salute to you, homie. In the moment you're not thinking that something like that could happen. I'm pretty sure he felt the same way until it happened, A lot of suspicious things going on. His body was found in the water by the Cajun Navy. Yeah, the Cajun Navy is the one that discovered his body. And that was on Monday morning. They brought him up and notified his parents. You know what I'm saying? So Chad Butler said it best, man. We want to start shit in every way. That's why I carry my motherfucking gun every single day, man. You gonna make me pull out that old UGK, man. Yeah, real talk. Now, this is one interview from his friend. I think his name is Javon. And we finna get into that. Let's go.
Javon, have you seen the video that's been going around social media where people think that they're hearing an argument between people and they're wondering whether or not Nolan is one of the people in that argument? You just
Can y'all hear the video pretty good? Y'all let me know if y'all can hear the video pretty good.
described that you had another friend, not Nolan, another friend who was in and got into a dispute. Is that video the other argument that you were talking about?
Yes.
So, but is that Nolan in the video?
I can't tell. It's too far away. But in that video, I feel like the voices are too clear. Like from the side, it's too clear for it to be that far away, for it to be Nolan arguing. And then also that altercation, it sounds just like my other friend that got into the altercation on the boat. And they were trying to, like, as he was in that altercation, I was calming him down. They were trying to get him out off the island. They were trying to get him back to land because he was just losing it. So
Describe that. That's kind of interesting. What was that about?
He was just very hostile. Like he was just like really like mad. Like they were just trying to, like, the parents on that boat were trying to get him out.
I'm curious if the police have, I know they said they're still investigating. Did any investigators ever speak to you about what you saw that day?
No, sir.
Really?
Okay.
Cops have not talked to you yet.
No, sir.
That's odd.
I don't see why the cops would have. I don't see why the cops would have to talk to me. I mean, obviously, like, you know, like I had said my plea, like, because whenever I had talked to the people at Sunheard, it was whenever, you know, the body was discovered, and the autopsy people and all those people were there.
Well, I'll tell you why I'm surprised. Because you knew Nolan well, and you knew that he was friends with these guys who were the last ones to be around him before his body was found. And I would think they would at least want to know, hey, just the things we're asking.
Right.
You know, did you ever hear of any of this stuff? It's odd to me.
Just to gather information.
Yeah, that the cops wouldn't have contacted you. Yeah.
And that's fine. Like, I'm completely fine with that. Like I said, I have nothing to hide. Like, that's my boy, and I want him to find justice. Like that. Like this whole case thing. Like whatever. Like this whole situation, and none of this adds up to me. So like, it's really hard. Like for like people to just like keep on saying things when like none of it adds up, honestly.
So one of the things that I'm sure, Javon, you've seen has been a big part of this story, people making the point that, at least in the photos that we initially saw, that Nolan was the only African-American kid who was out there, at least on that boat. Do you think, having been there on the island with this large group of people, that race plays a factor in whatever happened here?
Again, I don't want to answer that. I don't want to answer that question. I wouldn't say, like, yeah, I wouldn't want to answer that question. I mean, obviously, we go to Ocean Springs. We're going to have white friends. So, like, that's, I mean, I guess it's pretty normal down here, but.
Yeah, I mean, and I hear you. If that's, I guess you're saying that it's normal, it's not out of place to be a black teen in that area and that you have white friends, right? That's not uncommon, is what you're saying.
I'm sure every black person has white friends somewhere, you know? So I wouldn't say that it's a whole race thing, but it's just like, obviously they're going to paint it as that because none of this adds up.
That's what we saying, though. None of it add up. None of it add up at all. You know, I don't like that comment. He's like, what y'all think about what he just said? You know, we go to school with whites, you know. According to his partner, the climate down there is conducive for everybody to get along. But after we seen what we seen, y'all, come on, man. What are we actually looking at? We got some boys that went out and they left their partner. I'm gonna tell y'all something. If y'all hadn't heard, that boy didn't drive to Horn Island. Divine Black Rose was going on. Salute to you, sis. He didn't drive to Horn Lake or Horn Island. Sorry about that. He drove to his partner's house and rode out with them. So how could they leave him and they were his ride? You see how things are so convoluted, you know, and it leads you to point the finger in one direction. I mean, come on, man. This ain't a hard nut to crack, you know. It's just not. You know, let's see here. Let me bring this up right quick. We'll go into a little bit of this press conference, y'all. We'll go into a little bit of this press conference, but yeah, that's not a hard nut to crack at all, y'all. They left and he said he was gonna stay behind. That's their story. How is he gonna stay behind when y'all were his ride? I don't get it, y'all. I don't get it. It's just weird to me on so many fronts. How come the police ain't talking to those kids? Yeah, they probably came over to the house for dinner and talked to them kids. You know how this works. One of them, mom is a judge, so they got that whole spectrum on lock as far as the politics. You know, it's crazy work, man. In my opinion, they did something to him. Just my opinion. Now, I agree. You know, people accuse us of always taking it to race. But so many times it's been about nothing but race. What are we really talking about here? What are we really talking about? Carrie, salute to you. Cat. All right, salute to you, Carrie. I just finna holler at you. But I thank you for the love. Yeah, man. Y'all, let's get into this.
Good afternoon. To my right are the parents of Nolan Wells, and we'll hear from them. And of course, attorney of Black America, Ben Crump, and attorney Park, you'll hear from. I want to let me say at the outset that when I received the word of what happened to Nolan, and
Is this audio good for y'all? Let me know something, because it's coming through a little low on my end.
And began hearing what was pieced together, it is clear that this situation must have the most thorough and objective investigation to lead to justice.
Okay.
What we've been told does not make sense. And being that there is lack of confidence in the local authorities, who have already, in my judgment, seemed to have mishandled where it was going. Because to just immediately, before a week time, saying there was nothing done wrong, when we hear that this young man was engaged in some kind of argument that was on tape, that his cell phone and keys ended up with one of the people that were there on the island and got away.
Absolutely. Cell phone and car keys. So Mr. Wansley ended up going over to the kid's house and asking for his son's car keys. And they said they couldn't find them. Said, can you look? Can you just look for them again? So they went and looked, came back to the door, said, no, I'm not sure where they are. I wasn't able to find anything, but we'll let you know. He shut the door. Mr. Wansley go back and, just walking around his son's car, assessing what was going on. And the door opened back up. Probably 5 minutes later, he said, and they said, hey, just wanted to let you know we found the keys. See, it's weird shit going on. I believe that on the initial, they basically said that, we're not giving up nothing. We're not saying nothing. Everything is locked down, suppressed. And I believe somebody in the house said, that ain't going to hurt to give them the keys. It'll probably look bad if we kept the keys. And so they changed their mind and gave them to him. But it's just weird as shit, man. On all fronts. On all fronts. Ant Dog said, was this in the daytime or night? It was in the middle of the daytime. 3 p.m. That's the last time anybody seen this kid. His buddies said they left at 4:30. Last time they saw him was 3. Okay, so we good on the volume. Keith said, man, how long have that island been a party spot? It looks like it's a tradition. The girl stayed behind made it back, but he didn't. Yeah. She said he didn't stay behind with her. She said that he told her that he was going back with his buddies. When this thing started to come together, boy, it's gonna be a lot, and I guarantee you, it's gonna be a lot of shock and awe. Yeah, I think our theories are gonna be confirmed, and I just don't know how they're gonna fight this. You know what I'm saying? Get their ass in the federal court. Because trying to handle this right here down in Little Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Now, I ain't never been to Ocean Springs, but I have been to Biloxi. I have been to another area down there. I forget the name of it. Snoop Dogg is from... Where's Snoop Dogg from? I'm drawing a blank. But, yeah, man. Long Beach, Mississippi. Yeah. But, yeah, this shit is sad, man. We're going to go a little bit on this Al Sharpton being Crump press conference. And then we're going into this other video that I just got. Y'all lock in. If y'all ain't hit the like button, man.
He was one black with 3 young white men who happened to end up with his phone, happened to end up with his keys. Then there's just too many questions that they should not be closing the investigation. Now, I'm from Brooklyn, so I'm a little different than some of y'all. I was built different. My nose is out here, my eyes are here, my brain is here, which means some things I can smell before I could see and before I can figure out. This does not smell right. So some people are saying, Reverend, are y'all bringing in race? Well, we're not bringing in race, but we're not discounting race either, because we don't know what it is. So to tell us don't rush to judgment saying it was racist is fine. But then I'm telling you, don't rush to judgment saying it was not racism, because we do not know. We do know what these parents are being told, and what the parents have now shared with us does not make sense. How do you end up a young, promising football player, not in trouble, mother and daddy at home, everything we tell him to do and be, They go on the 4th of July, on the anniversary of this country, going to an island, we're outing with his friends, and the friends come back, and he's left there with some story about he said leave them behind. But then by some magic, one of the friends has his keys and his phone. Mind you, his mother tracked down the phone. They didn't voluntarily tell her they had his phone. They didn't voluntarily say they had the keys.
You see what I'm talking about? Like, why you holding this man's phone and ain't tell his folks nothing? She had to confront y'all to get the phone back, and then when she get the phone back, it's all type of stuff deleted out the phone. So they gonna run that phone too. You're gonna run that phone too. Yeah.
So if they'd not been tracked down, we don't know if they've ever would have known where it was. Some of this doesn't make sense. So we are absolutely in National Action Network and other groups going to rally behind this family. I have told them that whatever we can and need to do, we will do it because this smacks of some of the worst fears that we've had historically, not only in Mississippi, but in this country. And we are there until the end with them. I've been asked by the family to be in Mississippi for the funeral to officiate, which I'm going to do. We just got off the phone with Tyler Perry, the actor who says he wants to help cover whatever expenses for the funeral. We have with us Spike Lee is in the house. Many of our people that have always supported families are there. This is not about them trying to raise money. We're going to take care of that. This is about, though, they got to keep going forward. But we want justice. And let the chips fall where they may. If it ends up being one way that we suspect was wrong, fine. But if it's another way, don't back up and play games with this. They are not activists or lawyers. So they only want justice for their son. I'm an activist. When we get there and they say we heating things up, that's what we do. Because sometimes you got to make people sweat to get the poison out their system. I'm the sweat man. And they are the parents that want to see justice for their son. Let me let you hear from Christine and Elmer Wansley and then Attorney Crump. Let them. Yeah. Oh, okay, Attorney Crump, and then we'll hear from the parent. Okay.
Thanks, Rev. Y'all can come on up with Reverend as we're going to be together. Thank you, Reverend Al, for always answering the bell as you have done on so many occasions when families get the word.
Not gonna lie. Yeah, come on, man. Right on cue. Yeah. Al Sharpton was a government informant. When you think of COINTELPRO, yeah, you got to think of Al Sharpton too. Real talk. You got to think of Al Sharpton too. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you could talk it, but just to be perfectly honest, that shit don't even sound right no more, man. No? That shit is crazy.
Worst news of their life, and make no mistake about it, Christine and Elmo got the worst news of their life on what was supposed to be a joyous occasion where everybody was celebrating the 4th of July weekend. I'm Attorney Ben Crumpet, along with Attorney Lisa Park and Jared Presson and Camila Moore. We have the honor and the privilege of helping to lead an independent investigation on behalf of the family of Nolan Wells. Why do you say we need to be retained to lead an independent investigation? It is because the family has distrust of the Mississippi law enforcement officials giving them a fair investigation where their black son ended up dead after going out on a boat with 3 young white men. the history of Mississippi is something that they don't just read about in books, but it's a lived experience for many Black Americans that oftentimes when our children are killed in highly questionable situations, that there is this notion that, oh, it was nothing wrong, no foul play, let's just sweep it under the rug. Well,
Yeah, I agree. Sweep it under the rug. That's what they're doing. They declared there was no foul play, I think, a couple of days ago. V says, is mama Asian? You know, I don't know. I don't know. But that was a good catch because I've been looking, but she may be. Said Ben Crump ain't turning down nothing but his collar. Does he have Black civil rights colleagues to pass cases to? He got a law firm. One of the attorneys is on the Carmelo Anthony case. Yeah.
we refuse to sweep it under the rug. We refuse to just let Nolan Wells' death be in vain. We're going to make sure that we get to the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, because Nolan deserves it. You're going to hear his mother and father talk about what a wonderful young man he was. I mean, doing everything right. Reverend Al, he was not only a college student, he was a great athlete. He was a model big brother for his brothers and little brothers and sisters, and he was a great son who was on the cusp of becoming a man. I mean, Christina Elmore did everything to prepare him for this moment. He was so close. He was right there. You're going to hear his father talk about him had a good football season last year, but this season he was really ready to go to the next level, to go to Division I. I mean, the highlights that you're seeing on social media of his.
So they saying that he was finna get ready to transfer out of Gulf Coast Community College. He was on that level to become D1. That's dope. Well, it was. I hear the big question. Why didn't Al Sharpton and Ben Crump didn't set up for Young Dolph? Because these are people that come to aid people that have had their civil rights violated. That's the only way that I can answer that question. You see these people when folks didn't have their civil rights violated. You know? Cohen Wiley in Senatobia, Mississippi. Cases like that. Civil rights cases, you know. But I get where you're going. Cypress, what's up with it, home? If you want to come up, you know you're more than welcome, man. Yeah.
Athletic proudness. I mean, it is all relevant, because when you start talking about drowning, I mean, this is a kid who knew how to swim. This is a kid who was in tip-top shape. He was a superior athlete. And so I'm going to get to that in a moment, these glaring contradictions, but to try to say, oh, we're suggesting it was just an accident or drowning, go ahead and move on. Well, they are not accepting it. They are not accepting it. They want to know that you have not taken the path of least resistance, that you have done a full, complete, thorough, impartial investigation, because it cannot be lost on anybody, but especially us in the Black community. If the roles were reversed and you had 3 young Black men on a boat with a young white man, and that young white man ended up dead, what kind of investigation would be being conducted by the Mississippi law enforcement officials. How many times would those 3 young black men be interrogated? So all we're asking is the same consideration.
Shit, they would be locked up right now. They would be locked up right now. Please believe it. Their ass would be locked up right now if that was the case. Yeah, man.
You would have given, if the roles were reversed, give that consideration to this family as well. That is our fight. The glaring contradictions just jump out at you. The fact that he is there with his friends, and you look at all the videos, it seems to be he's the only black on the island, or maybe one other, but not many. And so, Jared, you have where a young woman he was talking to says that, well, Nolan said he was going back to get on the boat with the boys. The boys say that Nolan told them he was going to stay and talk to the young woman. It's a contradiction. They're not saying the same thing. One of them is telling the truth, one of them is not. We have to get to the bottom of that. It's important. And then the fact, Reverend Al, that they have this video of an argument that is going on. And you know, thank God all young people, they have cell phones, and anytime you hear people raising their voice, they start the video. And so,
not in Frisco, Texas.
You hear on the video Nolan saying, "Give me my freaking phone. What are you freaking doing?" And that becomes even more relevant when you think about the story that they are presenting, that Nolan chose to stay behind. That's what they're saying. But his phone, he wouldn't take that with him if he's going to stay behind on the island. I mean, we're talking about an 18-year-old kid. What teenager would leave their phone behind if they're going to stay on this island? What teenager wouldn't take their phone? And so it's not adding up. It's not adding up at all. The fact, as Reverend Al said, you know, they didn't take his phone with them. His mother, when she finds out that her baby is missing, they start trying to track the phone, the GPS the phone. They've used Life 360, and they discover that, well, the phone is on land. The phone is on land, but you're saying he went missing on the island. And so it's not adding up. And so they go get the phone. And you hear her tell herself, when her and her sister start going through his phone, Jared, they realize that there are deleted messages, so they're trying to figure out, well, why are there deleted messages on his phone? I mean, it becomes relevant when you start putting everything together, where we can't just say, oh, there's no instance of foul play. We're going to get to the truth one way or the other. The fact that, and this really makes no sense to me, Reverend Al, this notion that, well, he drowned, y'all have, I'm sure, seen all the videos out there. I mean, if he's drowning, nobody sees him drown, nobody offers assistance, nobody tries to help him. I mean, obviously, he stands out. He's, I think, the only black person I saw when I'm looking at the videos. And if you see him drowning, you mean nobody is going to try to help him. It's not adding up.
No, it's not adding up. Cypress, where you at?
I'm in the building. What up, G Money? What up, Hiller? What up, everybody?
What's going on, man? It's crazy, bro. I swear to God, this is crazy. Let's go to let's see here. Let's go to Flacco, y'all. Let's go to Flacco. And then we'll go to the video that Tequila sent me. But yeah, man. It's getting more and more disgusting by the second. I hurt for these Wansley people. I don't really could never understand their pain, but I'm pretty sure that it's fierce. I'm pretty sure that it's fierce, and to have all doors shut in your face when you're trying to figure out what's going on, and then the local law enforcement in a town that you've been in for at least 18 years, they just shut it down. They just shut it down. No foul play. Nothing to see here. The autopsy is going to tell a lot. That's all I'm going to say. Let's get in with Flacco, y'all.
The levels of betrayal.
Go ahead. Let me hear you.
I'm at the damn concluding that they damn near gonna doctor that up.
So you think the private investigation that they're doing and autopsy that they're doing, you think they're gonna mess that up?
You talking about the family getting it done?
Yeah.
Oh no, but I was talking about like the state. I was talking about the state gonna take care of the state.
Absolutely. Ain't no doubt about that.
And let me just keep it a buck. Unless you get the feds in this, you pretty much ain't gonna get no justice in this.
Right. We're talking about the descendants of them by 8. Whoo. It's crazy. We talking about the descendants of them by 8. 8 by 11s. Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. That watch our ancestors hang from a tree and be burned alive. Man, who the real savages? You still?
They the real savages.
You think about this now. You go to church. You hear the word. You get out. You go home. You pack a picnic basket. Then you come back out to the town park or the town square. And you put a blanket down and you just watch these folks hanging other human beings. Yeah. Other human beings. And not necessarily all out in attendance are grown-ups. You brought your kids. This racism shit is more of an American pastime than baseball. It's weaved into the fabric of the culture of this country. I mean, at me on that. But that's what I feel.
That we learned today that Nolan Wells went through at the hands of his white friends towards the end of his life is horrifying, bro. It's sickening. It's one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. Nolan's family did a press conference earlier today with Benjamin Crump, Al Sharpton, and other activists present, where they officially addressed the media and the public, and they officially laid out their case. Now, during this press conference, we learned a couple new details that we didn't know. First off, I was completely off and wrong about the phone situation. Turns out I was giving the friends too much benefit of the doubt. I thought at the very least, man, if y'all were responsible for killing the little homie, y'all would at least give up his phone voluntarily in his property. At the very least, even if you killed the boy, bruh, you would give his family back his property voluntarily. Come to find out, bruh, it was a fight for the family to get back his property. So first off, I was under the notion they called the family up and said, hey, we got his phone, here it is. No, they apparently had to track Nolan's phone. They had to use Life 360 to track his phone. And when they track his phone, it wasn't until they popped up to get the phone is when the friends have no other option but to hand it over.
We are grateful, especially to our friend Tashima, who actually was one of the people who helped us that night. She went and picked up his cell phone from where it was and then provided that to us, because we of course contacted authorities to figure out who to do the report with, whether it was the county or the city, which then turned into DMR, who I contacted immediately from there. And but so our friend actually, when I called her, Nolan is best friends with her two sons, Jalen and Javon. When I called her, I said, Tashima, have you seen Nolan? He's missing. No one has seen him. No one has talked to him. The boys were actually with her sons. So they opened up their Snapchat, because a lot of the kids do have their locations where they're tracking one another. So one of the boys says, well, it's showing that, I can't exactly remember what his location was showing, but my Life 360 location was showing something completely different. It was actually showing that his phone was like he was on land. And so we ended up, she received the phone from that parent.
Before we even get to the deleted messages, the Snapchats, the photos, the videos that was deleted from out of Nolan's phone, let's just address this. If the phone was still on when it got to the home, which is how they were even still able to track it to the friend's house, was because the phone was at least on when it got to the friend's house, then riddle me this. If the phone is on and your homie go missing, his family is calling him, his friends is calling him, I would imagine that if you guys cared about him, if you guys thought he was really missing, y'all would be calling him too to figure out where he's at, right? If that's your homie and you guys left, hey bro, you got home safely? Wouldn't that be the first thing you do? If you left your friend behind on an island and an hour or 2 hours go by as you guys is packing up to get home, you guys is unloading the boat, everything, y'all not calling, hey bruh, is you good? And when you picked up that phone to call his number, wouldn't it be ringing? You would clearly hear that phone ringing if the phone was in your possession as you're calling the phone. And once you realize the phone is ringing back to back and you see his family is calling and his friends is calling and you guys is calling, wouldn't you pick up the phone and call his mom and be like, hey mom, his phone is over here. He left his phone behind. But that never happened. No. While everybody is calling, they had the phone. It took the parents having to track the phone back to their house and pulling up before they could get the phone. To me, that's suspicious. That's sketchy. But this next story about Nolan's car is even more sketchy. So Nolan is pictured with several people on that island, several. Now, one of the dudes he's pictured with on that island, apparently Nolan and a few others went to his house first and parked their cars there. So while Nolan is missing, they go to his vehicle, they locate his vehicle. Now the vehicle is locked. So they're trying to find any signs of him, trying to see if there's any clues left behind to find out where he's at. But the car is locked. The keys to Nolan's car is apparently at the house belonging to one of Nolan's friends. One of the friends who was actually on the island with Nolan called Jax. Now, apparently they get to Jax's crib. Nolan's friends are outside trying to figure out what's going on and what happened, right? What's going on with Nolan? So the father gets to the crib. Jax starts telling the father, man, Nolan was like a brother to me. The father said, that's cool. Where is Nolan Keys at? Right? We're trying to figure out what's going on with Nolan. Jax starts stumbling, starts stalling, starts delaying, starts lying, making up excuses. This entire Key situation really makes your eyebrow raise.
And then we met up where his car was, which was at a separate location. There were issues obtaining the key. But even so, there's just a lot of...
Tell them about what happened with the keys.
So I'm going to let my husband tell you about that, because he actually went up to the door to get the key, because at that point, I was just not in my right mind.
V, if you're still in the chat, I think she is. I think she is Asian. That woman in the background looked like she may be some relation to her. Yeah. Welcome back, Young Rose. I appreciate
Young Rose, what poppin', baby?
Yeah, man.
This has just been an awful situation. Just terrible.
Elmore Watson, father.
Okay, so the situation with the keys. When we got to the house, a few of his friends, they were already there. And they were at the door in the house, asking questions. So when I walked up, they were getting, things were getting kind of tense. So I turned to them and told them, I need you guys to calm down. I don't do this to me right now. I need them to kind of trust me so they can give me something. So I was able to calm them down. So the guy, he's in one of the pictures. He came out of the room, half asleep or whatever, I think Jack's or whatever. And I said, look, I'm Nolan's father. I'm here to get his keys so I can get his car. I said, he's like, his car was in New York. His car's parked in New York. So he was like, I don't know, man. I know he's like my brother. I said, well, if Nolan was like your brother, would you please go in your room and see if you can find my son's keys so I can take his car home? He walks off, 2 or 3 minutes, come back. I can't find the keys. I said, okay, so at that point, I get the boys and I get moved them out the house because I didn't want them to go into the house and start tearing up these people's houses because there'll never be a hole in the situation. So we walk outside by the car. One of the guys that was in the house with us, he was on the phone with a girl, and the girl told him that Nolan's keys were on top of this Jack's guy's Xbox in the house because apparently she was there with him earlier. So he goes back up to the door by himself, and 5 minutes later, the keys come out. So now I feel like you done lied to me. So now I'm really like in distress with you.
The father would have been wrong if he would have went in his jaws, right? Y'all would have called the father all type of names, all type of ghettos, all like all type of names in the book if he would have went up in that boy's jaw, right? That's your brother, that's your homie, you love him, right? We're trying to find him at this point. That car could be a huge missing piece. We say, yo, where the keys at? And you know he was in this crib. He parked in this crib. Like, he parked here. He left the keys here. Before y'all went to the island. You go and search for 3 minutes, come back. Oh, I didn't find nothing, sir. It's not here. The key's not here, sir. Only for a girl to say, nah, he's lying. The keys is on top of that Xbox. Yo, if that girl had a vivid memory, understand this, okay? Now, the girl didn't say, yo, the keys is, no, the key. She said the keys are on top of his Xbox. The Xbox is something that you clearly play every day. So if that girl had the foresight to say, yo, the keys is on his Xbox. You went back to look for the quote unquote keys. You spent 3 minutes looking for the keys to come and say, hey, I can't find it. You ain't look on top of your Xbox? You ain't look in your room? So where did you look for these keys at? If it took you 3 minutes to go ahead and look for these keys, where did you look for the keys at that you didn't find it on top of your Xbox? Something that you use and play every day. Clearly, you had no intentions on helping his family. Clearly, you had no desire on helping his family. And I'm just wondering, bro, what type of people was Nolan around, bro? If these are supposed to be his friends, God, I don't know what an enemy is, man. If these are your friends and you missing, yo, daddy showed up, distressed, trying to do anything to help you out, and your homie, first off, he says he woke up out of his sleep disheveled. Like disheveled. So I'm missing you, my so-called brother, and you asleep. Right? No care or worry in the world. You wake up, hey, bro, can you get Nolan keys? It's not here, sir. Well, I can't find it. 3 minutes later, man, all right, man. Now, it gets worse, okay? So the mama finally addressed the deleted messages and deleted images and videos. Now, apparently when the mama got the phone back, they went through the snap. Now, the Snapchat is where Nolan was communicating with these dudes at. Understand, when Nolan went missing, all the friends went to Snapchat to try to find him. They all was calling his Snapchat. They all was like trying to trace the Snapchat via the Snapchat map, right? So the Snapchat is where he communicated with these people the most. It's where if anything would have happened and he communicated with it, it would have been on Snapchat. The parents get the phone and go through the Snapchat, the entire Snapchat damn near erased, man. Like, yo, they can't find no recent messages. They can't find no recent pictures. Nothing.
Man, it gotta be something to come out of this, man. You know, it just gotta be. I'm sorry. You know, we've been leaning on this thing to the fact that, you know, he ain't gonna get no justice. But if all of this is coming out and it's solid evidence, something gotta happen. Something gotta happen.
Yeah, but they showing you the state of never touch it.
They're gonna have to move that trial. If these
Yeah,
folks,
yeah, to another, like maybe Jackson or something.
if these folks get indicted, they're gonna have to move this trial. And I mean, y'all remember the case, Jimmy J. Lee and the young dude from Grenada, Mississippi, that was down low. He ended up unaliving Jimmy J. Lee. That court was about as fair as I have seen. So everywhere in Mississippi ain't just stomp down racists. They can get some justice somewhere in that state.
But mind you, the kid family had a little money too, so a lot of that shit played a part of it, man.
What kid you talking about?
The one that was on trial, his family kind of was okay with some money.
Oh, okay. You talking about I know you talking about not Jimmy J. Lee, but the dude that unalived him. Yeah,
Right.
They had money and influence.
Right. So that kind of helped. Other than that, I don't know.
Right. What going on, Stanley? Hope you're doing all right today, homie.
Govan, what problem?
Going on with you, man. The good Govan. Yeah, man. Salute to Stanley in the building, man.
That's odd. That's strange. Like, what do you mean? Like the Snapchat is wiped clean? Who wiped it clean? Nolan was dead, right?
So when we made it home, my sister and I actually went through Nolan's cell phone, particularly Snapchat, because that is so popular with the children. And when we opened it up, there was nothing. There were no saved pictures. There were no snaps from that day. And we did open it before the 24-hour expiration. So we found that very concerning, only because anyone who's ever been around Nolan will tell you at social gatherings, he's taking videos, he's taking pictures, he's even come up to me when I'm getting ready to go to bed, hey mom, come on, take a picture of me. You know, like that was Nolan. So that's why we feel that things may have been deleted, was because of the fact that there was nothing in either one of his accounts.
So, as far blackout. That's why we saying that if this goes to trial, which I'm pretty sure it will, they're gonna have to move it. It's plain and simple. You can't do this in Ocean Springs. You're gonna have to, like Cypress said, you might have to take it to Jackson, Hattiesburg, Oxford, somewhere else other than You know what I'm saying? Ocean Spring, Mississippi.
Cause, because with the influence they got, they'll beat this.
I wouldn't even go to Philadelphia. Man, listen, everything below a certain line in Mississippi is pretty much it's the same culture.
You have to go at least to the middle.
Yeah, at least. That's crazy.
If you ain't going at least to the middle, you can hang it up.
Absolutely. J Boss, I see you. What up with it, man?
The next part actually makes that look a little bit more suspicious. You see, if you want to say, listen, man, he didn't take no pictures and videos that day, that's not suspicious, cool. But he didn't send no snaps that day, he didn't message nobody that day. That's like somebody coming and discovering your phone after you go missing and then seeing you didn't message nobody all week. That's the equivalent to an 18-year-old not sending no messages to nobody. They communicated on Snap to meet up for the beach. Sorry, the Horn Island. His friends was communicating with him on Snap that day, which is why when he went missing, the first thing they did was go to Snap. So where are the messages from the friends at that day? So he didn't snap nobody. He didn't send no messages to nobody that day on Snapchat. Clearly not, bro. Clearly something got deleted. Now, why? Who knows? But Benjamin Crump did say they found or they got an enhanced version of the video we saw where Nolan is getting like into the altercation. Now, we could hear Nolan screaming and there was a back and forth, but it was hard to make out exactly what they said. They now have an enhanced version. And according to them, the fight that was happening between Nolan and somebody else, Nolan was actually screaming for them to give him back his phone. Nolan was like, give me my damn phone, man. Give me my damn phone. That was the argument back and forth. Now, I'm here to say, what was in that phone that was so precious that they was keeping it from Nolan even when he was screaming at the top of his lungs for them to give him back his phone?
It's important. And then the fact, Reverend Al, that they have this video of an argument.
Finley, what's going on with it, home? I see you. Y'all, hey, listen, it's a link pinned at the top of the chat on YouTube. If y'all are on Twitch, go follow me on Twitch. I appreciate it. And help me out with these likes, man. Help me out with the likes, man. I definitely appreciate everybody rocking with us, man. Push this video out, man.
Hit the like button.
That way.
Let's go.
That is going on. And you know, thank God all young people, they have cell phones, and anytime you hear people raising their voice, they start the video. And so you hear on the video, Nolan saying, give me my freaking phone. What are you freaking doing? And that becomes even more relevant when you think about the story that they are presenting, that Nolan chose to stay behind. That's what they're saying.
If Nolan is screaming for them to give him back his phone and they still kept it and then went home with the phone, what was in that phone that they couldn't let Nolan get the phone back? What was in that? What did Nolan have in that phone about them that they didn't want out? Because if he's screaming, give me back my phone back, man, what you doing? What the freak? Give me back my phone back, and they still kept his phone, something was in that phone that they were willing to kill over, man. Something was in that phone that they were willing to kill and do life in prison over before it gets out. And then the mom gets the phone back and things are deleted from the phone. Isn't that the motive right there? You see how when you use common sense, everything lines up? You see how their events and their story doesn't make sense, but when you get more details and you just line up the series of events, it all makes sense. Nolan is yelling to get back his phone. They didn't want to give it to him. Nolan's mom finally gets his phone after Nolan goes missing, and she sees things are deleted from the phone. So what about that phone made y'all want to keep it? What was in that phone that y'all did not want to give it back to Nolan? Man, y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think about this, bro. This is sketchy, bro. This is a different level of betrayal. I've never seen nothing like this before in my life. Y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think, all right? If you're still watching this video and you want to watch another good video, click on this video right here somewhere on my screen, somewhere here or here or here, to find out how Shannon Sharp crashed out after being disrespected on his own podcast. I'm gonna see you guys in the Shannon Sharp video.
So yeah.
Man, bad as I hate to see Ben Crump and Al Sharpton, these two niggas I think the world can do without. And the reason why, because they always, and I get it, y'all always collecting the bag and people paying that look like you, fam. And that
Well, listen, I had to understand this. You know, being the black community, just hear me out. Being the black community, we have for eons had our rights violated. You understand what I'm saying? We have had our rights violated for eons. And so we've always had to have someone to step in when our civil rights have been violated. White people don't need people like Ben Crump or Al Sharpton. Hispanics don't either. This is a niche that they are the only ones that fit in because they have dedicated their life to getting justice for people that done had their civil rights violated. And when I think of it like that, I come to understand it just a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? See, we on the outside call Ben Crump and people like Al Sharpton ambulance chasers. But you're not gonna see Ben Crump defending Yellow Beezy. You're not gonna see Ben Crump defending Lil Durk because that's not their line of work. They are civil rights attorneys. If that makes any sense, you feel me? So this is what they do. They don't do nothing else. You feel me? So their job is to come in and stir up the muck and the mire and get to the bottom of what people trying to cover up. And trust and believe, we've seen the cover up. We've seen the cover up several times over and over again. We just seen what happened with oh Lord, this video 45 minutes long. We're gonna watch a little bit of it. But do that make sense? It's like,
yeah, it makes sense, but I still have never liked them niggas, but yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't really got nothing against Ben Crump. I don't like Al Sharpton. I feel like Ben Crump is not impressive to me. Just to be honest. As D said, to be honest, bruh, when has a case ever been proven wrong when Ben Crump is involved? And see, that's what I just said. He's not that impressive to me. You know, I don't know how through the course of time he got hoisted into this position as the go-to guy, you know, because I think Ben Crump was there for Trayvon. I think Ben Crump was there for Mike Brown, you know, and, you know, those cases were lost. I don't know if he was there for Sandra Bland. I don't know. Go ahead.
I think he was put there to make sure a nigga get a check and shut up.
Yeah. I just try to look at it logically. It's like, I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, I mean, if we're gonna be real about it, who else take these cases, man? Who else?
Nobody.
That's what I'm saying. And a lot of times, these people are being funded to take these cases, not by the people that's victimized, if that makes sense. And I'm just saying, they capitalize off of people pain. Well, I mean, if you don't look at it that way, Neo, all lawyers do. You don't need a lawyer until you done got yourself in a gang of shit. Or if motherfucker didn't did you dirty. Both of those examples include pain. So if that's the case, all lawyers do it. You know, when a motherfucker go and handle your case and go do interviews afterwards, that's capitalizing. We've seen it all the time. We see it all the time. Manny Aurora doing interviews after he got quit off. Brian Steele was doing interviews. You know, so I mean, it's just all how you look at it, fam. V said he a civil attorney. It's proven in judgments. It's proven in judgments, the money. So, and that's pretty much what I was saying too. But I wouldn't call these guys ambulance chasers because most of the time people calling on them. You know? So anyway, let's get into this video, man.
Football player leaves for a 4th of July celebration with friends. Everyone comes home except him. 2 days later, his body is discovered near Horn Island off the Mississippi Gulf Coast. His family is devastated. Social media is demanding answers, and now one of America's most well-known civil rights attorneys, Ben Crump, has stepped in. But what really happened to Nolan Xavier Wells?
Breaking news, a body has been found on Horn Island near where missing 18-year-old Nolan Wells went missing. Search crews like this one you see here in the air have been searching for him for more than 40 hours now.
Picture going to the beach with your friends on a boat. You guys are having fun, enjoying yourself. 1 minute you're laughing, swimming, taking pictures, making memories, and the next, someone is gone.
So Divine Black Rose said there are other civil rights lawyers. That's why I asked, why doesn't he refer some of these high profile cases to other civil rights attorneys? It just makes sense. You know, I'm gonna just keep it a stack. Carmelo Anthony and this young man right here, Nolan Wells, they probably two of the most high profile cases this year. He took this one, and Carmelo got somebody on his defense team from his firm. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure they do. But when these type of situations come, you want to have your best guy out front. You know, that's just how I feel about it. And Rose said we need 8 more likes to match the chat. Yeah, appreciate you, M. Rose. And man, listen, if y'all can donate to the channel, help the channel out, man. Let's see here. Johnny Cochran had a network of civil rights attorneys. That he partnered with from LA to New York. Absolutely. There's a Cochran firm in Atlanta. I think it was a Cochran firm in Birmingham at one point in time.
It was one in Memphis at one time.
Exactly. But let's go.
That's exactly what happened over the 4th of July weekend when 18-year-old Nolan Xavier Wells boarded a boat with friends headed to Horn Island, a barrier island off Mississippi's Gulf Coast. This should have been another summer fun vacation, but instead, it has become one of the most talked about investigations in the country because Nolan never made it home. His family reported him missing. Hundreds of volunteers and multiple agencies searched for him. Then came the heartbreaking discovery. His body was found near the northwestern tip of Horn Island. Now investigators are trying to determine exactly what happened during those final hours. The family has hired nationally known civil rights attorney Ben Crump. Law enforcement is asking for anyone who was on Horn Island that day.
Y'all saw where they said that Nolan was found. It's like it ain't like his body washed ashore because it's an island. It makes one thing. Why they didn't find it on Sunday? Do that make sense? Or maybe I'm thinking too hard. But it really makes one feel like, the body was right there. I mean, this island ain't that big, yo. It's not that big. All right, let's go.
To come forward with original videos, photographs, and eyewitness accounts. Meanwhile, social media has exploded with theories. Some believe this was simply a tragic accident, while others believe there are far more questions than answers. Now, before we begin, this case is still under an active investigation status. There's been no manner of death that's been announced. An autopsy has been performed, but officials have said that the complete results, including toxicology, could take weeks. So who was Nolan Wells? Before he became another headline, he was someone's son, someone's teammate, someone's best friend, someone who had an entire future ahead of him. Nolan Xavier Wells was just 18 years old. He had recently graduated from Ocean Springs High School and was continuing his football career as a wide receiver at Southwest Mississippi Community College, where he was expected to return for the upcoming season. Friends, coaches, and loved ones have described him as someone who was positive, encouraging, and deeply loved by those around him. His mother has described him as someone who always lifted other people up. Imagine being a parent. Your child leaves to spend the holiday with friends. You're expecting them to walk back through your front door later that night. Instead, your life changes forever. Now, before we even get into what happened, we need to understand where all of this took place, because Horn Island isn't your typical beach destination. Horn Island is one of Mississippi's barrier islands. It's located several miles off the Gulf Coast and is part of the Gulf Islands National Seashore. Now, there are no neighborhoods there, no hotels, no restaurants, no convenience stores, no permanent police presence. People travel there almost exclusively by boat. On major holidays like the 4th of July, hundreds of people gather there. Boats line the shoreline. Music is playing. People are grilling, swimming, meeting new people. It's almost like one giant floating party. But despite all of that, it's still a remote island. If something goes wrong, help isn't just a few minutes away. And once the boats start leaving, you don't simply call an Uber to get home. So let's walk through what investigators have already confirmed. Now, according to the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, Nolan traveled to Horn Island on Saturday, July 4th with a group of his friends after leaving from a private dock in the Ocean Springs area. He was last seen around 3:00 p.m. that afternoon.
That's why they love to go to that island and do bullshit like this. Yeah. These boys ain't even old enough to drink. Got to factor that in. So, yeah, man.
Facts.
This shit's crazy. Yeah, that's why white folks go to little pieces of land like this. You know what I'm
Because
saying?
they do the most dirt and ain't nobody going to feel.
Exactly. Yeah, man.
And I think they're going to rule this as an accidental and drowning or accidental. Somehow I just feel it.
Well, that's what they gonna do. That's why that shit got to get out of Ocean Springs, Mississippi. They want to call it a drowning right now. I don't think there was nothing accidental about this because they hiding shit.
Right, they got the phone, but they so dumb too dumb to realize, man, everything going to a hard drive, they can go get there.
It's getting uploaded to a cloud.
At some point later in the day, The group Nolan arrived with left the island, but Nolan did not leave with them. That immediately raises eyebrows. Why? Because Sheriff John Ledbetter has publicly stated that based on what investigators have learned so far, it appears that Nolan chose to remain on the island because he believed he would return to the mainland with someone else. The sheriff has also said Nolan's friends have been cooperating with investigators.
Nolan Wells was on a boat. He left from a private dock area in the Ocean Springs area and proceeded with his friends to Horn Island.
Wells was visiting the barrier island 10 miles from the Gulf Coast, boating with friends, last seen about 3 p.m. Saturday.
They left and went back without Nolan. From what we understand, he chose to stay there.
Yeah, I was told that there was a boat he thought he was going to get on that was leaving and that he might have been trying to swim to it. The only problem I have with that story is that if the people in the boat knew he was trying to swim to it and they saw him getting carried off with the current, they would have known about it. They would have been able to react to it. Not only that, even if that wasn't the case, if he went into the water at all and became distressed, it was so crowded that day that it seems hard to believe that nobody would have noticed a distressed swimmer.
He even poking holes in their theory. I believe this guy's with the Cajun Navy, but he even poking holes in it.
Yeah, and they so stupid. If y'all give the keys in the car up, then this will simply be a accidental drown and everybody go their way. But because y'all want to cover shit up, now they finna make it bigger than what it is.
Nah, that's facts.
In the water. So again, it's a story I was told. There's a lot of reasons why I question it. What I do know is that he went out there with a number of boys that has been his regular friend group since he was young. They were ready to leave at about 3 o'clock. They told him it's time to go. I was told he had started talking to a young lady and he wanted to hang back and keep talking to her, and that he would believe that he could get another ride. Now, some people have been criticizing, saying, "No, you never leave your friend." Well, technically, they didn't leave him. He requested to stay behind. And if you know anything about how these barrier islands are and how they're used recreationally, people go out there on one boat, they might come back on another boat. Like it's almost like a community ferry system, because not everybody has a boat, and you might jump on with another group of friends, whatnot. What we have to find out is, after his friends left, who was Nolan in contact with? Who did he believe he was supposed to get a ride back with? Did that boat give him a ride? Did he get on any boat? How did he end up in the water? Did he wade into the water on his own? Did he get on a boat and fall off? That's what we have to find out. On those particular islands, you're not allowed to camp out or be there after dark. And so the rangers, as it gets to be sunset, they start running around looking for, if there's still any boaters or people out there saying, "Hey guys, it's time to go home." So I would not think that Nolan was just wandering around the island when it got dark. My instinct tells me that he got off the island, either tried to swim off or got off on a boat and somehow ended up in the water. But because of the Rangers' presence, I don't think it's likely that he just spent the night on the island or was there after dark.
This woman, Caitlin Brochard, said we were parked right next to them and he was nowhere in sight when we left at 7:30. So it was a whole group of them that were right out there, but he so-called wasn't there because he decided to stay on the island. Now, I'm not able to verify if these guys in this picture are the same ones that he arrived with, because the ones that he arrived with left the island at 4:30 p.m. allegedly, after the boat was taken on water. According to one of their stepmothers, they had a problem with the bowel pump that removes excess liquid from the bowel that happens either automatically or manually, and it pumps water overboard to prevent the vessel from sinking. Now, one point I have not mentioned yet is that Nolan's phone was left on the original boat. He did not take that. We'll get into the reason why, or the alleged reason why, later. Now, according to Nolan's friends, he was last seen with a girl named Katie McCormick, but Katie's sister sister Gracie was like, not so fast. Gracie said Katie had a conversation and assumed that Nolan was getting ready to get on the boat he came out in. Katie made it home because she was on another boat and with different people. Katie was safe because my brother and sister-in-law went and got her. Katie assumed the friends telling him to get on the boat wouldn't have left him. Me and my family have talked, called, and are sending up prayers to bring Nolan home. We have given all the answers we can give to the mom and to the authorities. Now, I want you to remember that this statement was made, of course, before Nolan was found. So while they were looking for Nolan, I was posting on my Instagram page trying to bring awareness. Now, one of his friends reached out to me. Now, I'm going to keep his identity safe for now. He says, you know nothing. I said, about? He says, Nolan. Like, so wrong. I said, so what happened? Stop trying to make it something it's not. I respond, so what was it? If that's your friend, speak up and clear the air. He says, with all due respect, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. We don't know a lot about as much as the public does. Those kids didn't do anything. All of them have been friends since God knows when. And Nolan and all the kids, they're all good kids. I said, how did he get separated from his phone and who is Katie? He responded, Katie is some girl we all don't know that was at the island that day. And his phone was left on the boat because everyone leaves their phone on the boat when out at the island or in the water. That's what I'm thinking. He continues by saying, because he rode out with them. I wasn't out there. I was in Gatlinburg. But I know so many people are turning this into something else, and it hurts bad to see. So I sent this picture and I said, did they look for him? People close by show they continued to party without him. He says they didn't know he was missing until later, until they got back, because Nolan was not riding with them. He was supposed to ride back with someone else, but he never made it back. That's when they realized. Now, there were allegations that Nolan and the friend group had got into an altercation, and here's the video of.
Man, listen, these folk moving like black folks. That's all I can tell you. Like, if it was a white dude that came up missing, this is probably how we would act.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Except for we'll be handcuffed for 20 minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For them to react to everything like this is super suspicious. It's super suspicious. I mean, ain't no other way around it. And God, I hope they get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, for future references, black folk. Clear people, boats, and islands, and niggas do not go together.
Under no circumstance.
Stay your black ass in home.
I told a story about me and my partner. I went out to the lake with him and his fam, and we was out on a pontoon boat. And man, I wouldn't do that shit again. You know what I'm saying? I would not do that shit again. But you know, hindsight is 20/20. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Oh, big press in the building. Hitter, we already know what it is. No matter what room you get an invite. Just remember, you still a nigga. I pray my kids always know how to read a room. You got to. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be on point, suspicious of everything, and keep your head on a swivel. Because it can happen to you in a second. That's all I can tell you. It can happen to you in a second.
Yeah, it can happen to any of us, man. That's why me being the nigga I am not going in the room with a bunch of. No, I ain't doing it.
Yeah, that's facts.
The allegation. Now, these two guys were Nolan's friends on the.
Did y'all hear that? He said, "Give me my fucking phone. What the fuck are you doing?" Let me run that back for y'all.
Now, these two guys were Nolan's friends. On the right, we have Javon Williams, who is his best friend. He's 17. And on the left, we have his friend, Trace Carter. Now, his best friend, Javon, said that he was supposed to be traveling on the same boat as his friend Nolan, but that boat quickly filled up, and Williams rode out on a different boat, but he saw Wells on the island later that day. He believes the last time he saw him was at 4:00 p.m. on that Saturday. Now, he also claims that Wells visited with the girl, and he said he also chatted up with several friends in a crowd. Now, according to Williams, both men left their phones on the boat that Wells rode out on. Williams later retrieved his phone, while Wells's mother found her son's phone through location services. Wells was last seen near the western tip of Horn Island, where the current is strong. Trace Carter talked to Wells before the island trip. Carter told Wells, "Just hit me up when you get back."
So if he was on the western tip of Horn Island where the current is strong, why would he be found on the western tip of Horn Island? Man, I don't know why I keep saying Horn Lake. Shout out to Horn Lake, Mississippi.
That don't even make sense because if it was a strong current, he would have got swept to the way to the other side. That's
Exactly.
common sense. Like, they lying, bro.
You find discrepancies one after the other when people put this information out. I mean, damn, that's crazy.
Be careful, bro. Watch out for yourself. Wells responded, "I'll hit you up later." So everyone is saying that he was supposed to be on someone else's boat, but whose boat was he supposed to be on? And did those people know that they were supposed to give him a ride? What happened after everyone separated? How did you still leave with his phone? Those are all questions that investigators are trying to answer.
You would think that after Nolan Wells was pronounced unalive and his body was found, his friends would be putting out posts saying, "Rest in peace, oh my God," something. But no, everybody is dead silent. Every last person that was there has deleted their Instagram, their Facebook, their social media. Everybody's gone quiet, including the parents, okay, y'all? Including the parents, including a judge, okay, attached to one of those kids. Everybody's going media silent. It only raises questions about this video that was being circulated on the internet with Nolan on the beach with those friends, and there's an argument that breaks out, okay? Nolan is standing to the side, and there's a group of other kids looking at him. What was that argument about? Katie also spoke with someone saying that she did not get on the boat with Nolan. She got on a boat with someone else because her friends and family told her to get her ass on. Nolan was supposed to get on the boat with his friends. It never happened. She doesn't know what happened.
While many of the, quote, friends turned their back and deleted their accounts, Javon kept his up. He says, "Oh boy, where do I even start? Nolan, you were truly a blessing in my life, man. From the day I met you, since we were kids, we just clicked. You always took me under your wing and showed me what a true friendship and brotherhood should be. I'm missing you more than anything, man. You never failed to pick me up if I was feeling down and always put a smile on my face or made me laugh. You were someone that everyone should want to be around because you were such a blessing. I'll cherish our memories forever. I'm extremely grateful to meet someone like you. Our friendship is irreplaceable. I love you so much, man. It hurts me bad knowing I won't be able to speak to you every day, but this isn't a goodbye, brother. This is simply just see you later. I love you, man. Get your rest. I'll do anything to hear your laugh one last time, man." Now that's how you stand up for your friend. Now, people from the, quote, community has been coming to me about how I've been going at this story on Instagram, and I really haven't even said anything, but I wanted to give this lady an audible mention. I get this message from Miss Catherine yesterday. She's
100% fact, Pressure. 100% fact. Everybody watching you. The ones that know you, and you better rest assured of the ones that don't.
Right, because they want to know why the fuck is your black ass there.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. Who he know? who he know?
He most definitely don't. He most definitely don't look like one of us.
And they go out their way to be friendly initially. I'm not gonna lie. I looked at that comment, and boy, I read that shit all the way wrong. Yeah, man. Yes, sir. Better believe it, it's still burning, man. It's still burning. And white folks get wasted. White folks wasted. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Says, how dare you? You aren't from here to know our culture. Whites, blacks, and Asians are all friends. Obviously, you don't know that writing back with others is very common. These kids are heartbroken, and you are so selfish and uninformed. You are adding to it. Thank you. I respond, you're welcome. There is a child dead, a black child. People are going to ask difficult questions, and no one should be shamed for that. If there is nothing to hide, the facts will speak for themselves. When people connected to a case delete their social media accounts and retain attorneys, the public is naturally going to have questions. Asking those questions is not an attack on an entire community. We are tired of cases involving black victims being minimized or swept under the rug. Every victim deserves the same level of scrutiny, accountability, and justice. Also, if you're planning to argue with everyone who has an opinion about this case, you're going to need some strong coffee. Extra black. Now, I know you heard Warren's stepmother is a judge. Let's hear from her. She says, our family, along with the community, grieves the loss of Nolan Wells. Our thoughts and prayers are with Nolan's family. Our son, Warren, loved Nolan dearly. Unfortunately, I feel that it is appropriate for our family to dispel some rumors with facts based upon the social media attention that is being diverted away from the Wells family and their loss. Yes, I deactivated my Facebook given the very heightened emotional state of social media right now. I fear for the safety of my child and my children. My husband and I have 6 children and we covet their privacy. We do not believe it is appropriate for our minor children's photographs to be circulated throughout the internet, presenting potential threats to their safety. I graduated high school with Christine Wells Wansley, who is Nolan's mother. We are from the same community. I have the utmost respect for her and all the Wells family. We mourn the loss of Nolan with them. Our prayers have been and will continue to be with them. My husband and I were not at Horn Island at any point on the 4th of July. No one in our family is trying in any way to impede with the investigation by law enforcement or to otherwise hamper the family and law enforcement's quest for answers. Warren was interviewed by the Jackson County Sheriff's Department and cooperated fully. He saw Nolan last at around 3:00 p.m. on July 4th. They left around 4:30 p.m. when the boat was taken on water and they had an issue with the bulge pump. Nolan made a decision to stay on the island and return inland later with another group of friends. Yes, I am a judge. I also value transparency. I apologize if anyone was offended that I deleted my social media. There was no nefarious motivation in my deleting my social media. Social media has a lot of positives, but a whole lot of negatives. We live in a world of clickbaiting, sad but true. My family is hopeful that this information will help to redirect the attention to the Wells family, their grief, and their need for our community support. Now, Warren's birth mother allegedly Facebook messaged Bougie Lowdown, and she said this: "Good evening, Mr. Roll Down," but she meant to say Lowdown.
Hold on.
Community support. Now, Warren's birth mother allegedly Facebook messaged Bougie Lowdown.
Warren's mom. Okay, the other guy, the other friend.
And she said this: "Good evening, Mr. Roll Down," but she meant to say Lowdown. I am Warren's mother, the woman you have been talking about on Facebook and posting pictures of our family. I am here to tell you that we all Nolan, I guess she meant all love Nolan, and are deeply distraught. Your information is not correct, and I ask you to please stop posting about Warren and our family. My son did not ride with him, nor did he come back with him. The boat that Nolan was supposed to get on is Wyatt's boat. He repeatedly asked Nolan to get on boat at 5 when it was time to leave. Now all of a sudden they saw him at 5 o'clock. I thought the stepmama said it was 3. Now these stories don't seem to be matched. The birth mother continues, but Nolan wanted to stay with the girl and their boat was parked next to his. He was insistent about staying with this girl. Wyatt asked him several times to please get on the boat, and people heard him. My son loves him and would never in a million years leave him. Warren does not even have a boat. Nolan has been to our house several times and he is the sweetest friend. We all adore him. Again, when Wyatt asked for him to get on, he said he wanted to stay, and Wyatt Wyatt's boat started to fill with water. His boat ended up breaking down and was towed in. I don't know this girl that he wanted to stay with. I can just tell you though, my son had nothing to do with it in any way, shape, or form. As a matter of fact, he was the person that noticed he was missing when they got back to their friend's house and called his mother, the Coast Guard, and the sheriff's office. Warren is very responsible and always is keeping up with everyone else. He was not on the boat again. Please stop hurting us. My son is beside himself. I've never seen him like this before, and I ask you to please stop the blame. This is not the boy's fault. Nolan wanted to stay with this girl and was insistent. I ask you to take my picture down off your wall and my son. I brought my other son out there and I saw my son Warren briefly and took a picture. We were not out there with them longer than like 10 minutes. I don't know how you're trying to link it all together, but I am just Warren's mom and I love Nolan very much. He comes to my house several times and I'm so sad. Please keep this down and look for this on prayers finding him. And then she says, I mean low down, not roll down. Also, I just want to let you know this whole day we've been looking for him. It has been devastating. I don't even know any of this was being said. I had responsible and always is keeping up with everyone else. Now, y'all recall Katie's sister said Katie assumed the quote, friends telling him to get on the boat wouldn't have left him. Everyone's wanting to point the finger at Katie. Katie's family suspected something and they went out there to go get her. Now the big question is, if the boat belonged to Wyatt and his family, how did the phone end up at Warren's house with Warren and his family? Now we'll hear more about the phone, the friend group, and everything else from a girl named Alexis that said she went to school with most of these boys and Nolan was her friend.
That Nolan was my friend, and that all these like stories going around, like even from like our point of view, because we're getting it different than what the public is seeing because we're at the behind the scenes. They're all trying to change the story. Everybody that was near that boat is trying to defend all their other friends, and every time you talk to a different person, the story is changing.
But is there anything that you can tell us in detail, like that you feel safe saying? I don't want you to say anything that you can't say or don't feel safe saying.
Like, what do you want to know?
So what exactly happened from you guys' side?
From our side, there was an altercation with a different boat, which had other kids on it, black kids. And there was an altercation. There was a fight. Something happened. And they went back to their respective boats or whatever. And when his best friend was on the other boat, so when he went to go like check up on Nolan and everything after the fight, Nolan's boat was gone, but they had stayed for a couple more hours. And so when they got back to land, they had his phone. So Nolan didn't even have his phone.
It's so crazy that this happened in broad open daylight and don't nobody, from one person to the other, nobody has a matching story.
Nobody. It don't even come close.
Nobody. It is weird to me, man. And I just hope the truth come out, man. Part of that truth coming out gonna consist of an autopsy. But you know, he stayed in that water 48 hours.
Yeah, so they're gonna try to declare it as drowned. We know where direction they're going.
Yeah. Crazy shit, bro. Say what now?
If this don't get out of Ocean Springs, it ain't going nowhere.
Absolutely not.
At one of the boys' houses, and they didn't want to give it to his parents, and they had to send somebody to go get the phone from his house. That's why, like, when we checked his location, everybody was like thinking that it wasn't serious because we saw his location and said he was in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, like at his house. But they wouldn't give his phone back to his parents, and they were seen eating out the next day.
Wow.
And when somebody asked them, like, hey, why aren't you out looking for your friend? They said, y'all already think we did it.
Did what?
Exactly. And then also that night, they were seen at multiple parties when they got back from the island around like 7 o'clock. So they still continued to go out that night, knowing that Nolan wasn't with them and that nobody had seen him.
Sorry, Alexis, quickly. You said there was the altercation that happened on the boat was with other black kids. There were other black people on the island.
There obviously, yes, but they rode on separate boats. There was supposed to be other black people on the boat with Nolan, but they got told last minute that they couldn't go because there wasn't like enough space. But the story that they keep trying to push out to everybody is that the boat was sinking and taking on water, and they were telling Nolan that he needed to get on the boat, but Nolan wanted to stay back with a girl that he never met, which he wouldn't have done. Because if that was like, we're all from the same surrounding areas, she goes to Moss Point, which is like 20 minutes away. Why could you not hang out on land when you got back?
If the boat that you came in was sinking and you knew that.
And so that was like the crazy thing is that they're talking about, oh, the boat was sinking. And he didn't want to get on the boat and the boat had to get towed back. But if that was the case and he said he wanted to stay there, why did you take his phone back?
So as far as the judge being, I'm not sure. I'm not sure because her child is a guy named Warren. Yeah. I know it was a Wyatt. I think Wyatt's mom is the judge, if I'm not mistaken.
And not leave him on an island without a way to get home.
And Alexis, I do want to ask you something else. How long were they friends?
They've been friends for a minute. I mean, these people have gone to school together since elementary school.
Oh, I wanted to ask you, can you confirm that all of their social media has been scrubbed? So is it scrubbed or is it deactivated?
Only 2 of them are deactivated, but a couple of them are just private now. But the mom judge, she did deactivate hers. So like only 2 of them are actually, so 3 of them I guess are deactivated, and then the rest of them are just private.
Alexis,
Okay, so Precious said that the judge is Warren's stepmom. Okay. What size of the boat? No, it wasn't a yacht. It wasn't a yacht at all. It was how was it? More like a pontoon boat. Uncle George in the building, man. Salute to you, man. Salute to you, big
Uncle
man.
George, what it do?
Yes, sir.
have a question. Based on what you know of the friends, can you shed light on their dynamic? Is Wyatt and Warren closer than, I don't know, the other guys? How does Nolan fit in the group? Is he at the bottom? Is he...
I don't know like their dynamic personally, but like they've all played sports together. Wyatt actually went to my school, so he didn't go to the same school as the other three kids that were in the picture. And actually the picture that's circulating, Wyatt's not even in that picture.
Ah, okay.
But the person that was to the left of him with the long hair and the black glasses, that's probably who he was the closest with. But the other ones, like, they're just friends that have been together. Like, we've all been at people's parties. Everybody hosts different ones. So, like, we all know each other from each other.
So the blue glasses is who he really doesn't know. I'm looking at the picture now. The people
No,
with
he
the blue
knows
glasses.
all of them. But if he was, like, to be closer to somebody, it would be the boy that was wearing the black glasses.
Okay.
Yeah, Wyatt is he was the quarterback for Biloxi.
Now, was this an actual physical altercation that took place on land? Or
somebody did get in a fight and that somebody got hit, but this was on land. It wasn't in the water.
Okay, see, because I've heard and read certain things of, arguments, fighting, and, you never know exactly, but you being a source is nice to know that there was an actual physical altercation.
That's what I also think, because His best friend was on the other boat that had like the altercation or whatever. And when the fight and everything happened, they went to their separate boats.
Like there's thing.
They went to their separate boats, and when his best friend said he went back to like go check on him and see how he was doing, their boat was gone and they had stayed for a couple more hours. So if you were like you wanted to stay back with this girl or whatever, and you didn't have a ride back, wouldn't you have asked your best friend to ride back with him? And he never saw him the rest of the night. And also the girl that they said was that he stayed back for was the boat literally directly next to them. So how did each side say that they thought they were staying with each other, but nobody saw him?
I mean, with the girl, what happened to her? Like, it's so.
She was the
confusing.
first one to go to the police. She was the first one to like say everything. She was speaking up, all this other stuff. But she said she thought that Nolan was with the boys, and the boys said that they thought Nolan was with the girl. But how did neither of y'all say that when the boats were supposedly right next to each other?
Famed civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump joins us now. Ben, thank you so much. First of all, the most important thing, or one of the more important things, how is the family doing?
They are still in disbelief, Don. It's like they say they're in a nightmare and they can't wake up. They still have so many questions as to how their son, who was set on Monday to have his tryouts, because he is a Division II college athlete, and this was going to be his year. He was having workouts, he was doing training, and so they know that he was very focused on moving to a Division I program, and so they're just shocked that we're in 48 hours of one of the most consequential days of his life, this would happen. They are just in disbelief. And the reason that's so relevant, Don Lemon, is, there was an alleged argument, and people say that was over things about he was being very clear to not have anything to do with anything that might get in his system, because he knew he had his big workout coming on Monday. And so that's why they're like just not accepting any of this, Don. They are not accepting that their son just died by coincidence or accident.
Ben, do we know what that argument was? Do we know specifically if it was Nolan and people with him?
Well, we have an investigator talking to some of their friends, and we're gathering information. And when we get that information, we will share it because we want to be transparent. We don't want to speculate, but we want to investigate. And that's very critical here. That's why, Don Lemon, we are having an independent autopsy done on top of whatever autopsy was done by the state of Mississippi. We're going to have him flown to a medical examiner in Washington, D.C., where his body will be preserved to do an autopsy to study every aspect of if he had any physical injuries to his body beyond drowning.
Mm-hmm. And where are you in that process now?
The body is going to be flown today. We expect to have the results of that independent autopsy on Friday.
Mm-hmm. Ben, what does the autopsy show? Have they given you any information from the autopsy they did? What is that showing?
They haven't given us any information. Obviously, they are saying it's an investigation going on. And, at this point, I believe the sheriff said that they believe that he was left on something. We don't know what the story is, but they're saying it was an unfortunate accident They're not telling the family anything about whether it was foul play or not. And so that's why the family is so desperate for answers, because they're saying, we don't want you to just wrap this investigation and say, oh, well, it was just an accident and sweep it under the rug.
Are they saying anything? Are they declaring it a homicide, or they're declaring it accidental? What's the official cause now? And I know that can change, and that's why you're having your own independent autopsy and investigation.
As far as we know, his mother, Christine, and his father, Elmo, say they haven't gotten any answers. They, have been asked to turn over his cell phone to the Mississippi law enforcement authorities. But even that is troubling to them, because they're saying messages that were deleted from his cell phone. So they want to try to dot every I and cross every T and investigate everything. They said it's very improbable that Nolan would not have wanted his cell phone with him if he was going to stay on the island.
The deleted text messages on his phone? His parents found that? Who found that out?
No, well, they got his phone, so they're trying to figure out, there's deletions on the phone, and they're trying to look at what is that about. There's so many inconsistencies going on, and so we're going to have, with our investigators and our associates, we're going to list all the inconsistencies down. We just got onto the case yesterday, so we have been staying up late with the family, talking to friends, talking to people who were there on that 4th of July, trying to piece together what really happened to Nolan Wells, what caused him to be a healthy, young college athlete and then to end up dead, washed up on the shore on Monday morning after 4th of July weekend.
Just to clarify, you said you're doing your own independent autopsy. And Ben, you and I have been through, sadly, similar situations like this. But you have your own independent investigators, too. You're independently investigating this, I am sure.
Absolutely, Don. We are leading this investigation from the parents' perspective. The parents want to know objectively. They don't want to rely on the state of Mississippi investigation to be the end of the story here.
No, you don't. You be around here like Merle Lee Evers, 2050, trying to run it back. Yeah, I remember Meg Evers. Meg Evers got gunned down in his driveway coming home. And old Anglo-Saxon by the name of Byron D. LeBeckwith took advantage of that situation. And Meg Evers got killed in, like, I want to say 1960, somewhere in there. Man, Merle Evers is a real one. She had his body exhumed, like, I want to say 30 years later. Got that man in court, convicted him, and he died in prison. Shout out to Byron D. Beckwith. Crazy work, boy. Yeah. So these parents are going to be relentless in regards to this. Y'all ain't got to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? No shot at Drew Anthony and his wife, but I don't think these that type. Yeah. They're not going to let fate have his way, without putting in the actually foot and leg work to make sure that they get the truth. They get the truth. Real talk. We're going to let this run for a little bit longer, then we're going to switch it up. We're going to switch topics, y'all.
And so as you reminisce, Don, there's so many cases that we worked on that it was our independent autopsies, our independent investigations that got us to where we were able to get some measure of justice, whether that was Breonna Taylor, whether that was Ahmaud Arbery, whether that was George Floyd, and all these number of tragedies where young Black lives were taken from this earth far too soon.
Now, we talk about wins. What have Ben Crump actually won? Well, shit, that Ahmaud Arbery case was a big W. Y'all remember Ahmaud Arbery jogging in the neighborhood? They said that Ahmaud Arbery saw a house being constructed, so he went over and looked at it. You know what I'm saying? Looking in or whatever. And I mean, it wasn't like he was going in there to get nothing. It was, you could see him on the inside from the outside. It was under construction. And some neighbors, I guess you're going to call them the neighborhood watch. They got in their trucks. One got in a car and basically hunted Ahmaud Arbery down like a dog. Shot him to sleep. And for a minute, wasn't nothing going to be done about it. Their defense was, hey, we've been having a lot of thefts in the neighborhood lately. People coming around stealing power tools and things like that, Things like that. They come around here and they get them and they take them to the nearest pawn shop. And we're tired of it. Took them jokers to court. I think it was a man, his two sons, and his homeboy. All their ass got that work. Belt ass.
And now here we are yet again. And I know it's challenging because when we look at the history of the state of Mississippi, it has not been what we call equal justice for Black people in America. When you look at the history of Mississippi, this is the state where Emmett Till was lynched.
Mm-hmm. Look, I'm from one state over in Louisiana. So trust me, I know. And that said, Ben, there have been people who have been pointing out on the internet, some prominent people saying, imagine if the situation was reversed. If it was 3 Black boys or young men who went out with a white young man and the white young man ended up dead. Imagine the outrage and the news coverage and the demands of investigations as well.
Yeah, and that's the crux of the matter, Don Lemon. That's why I'm so grateful to you and your network for, at the very beginning, covering this matter. So often when Black lives are taken, it is the media of people who have compassion and care for our community that make mainstream media pay attention. And I think this is one of those situations. And if the crux of the matter, if these were 3 Black kids with a white kid and that white kid ends up dead after they claim they left him, they can't remember anything, but they have their cell phone, you have to ponder whether they would be treating this as a murder investigation or if this was what they call just investigation into accidental death. You have to ponder that. It is you can't be being honest with yourself if you say they would not have treated this investigation differently.
We've been talking about this tonight, Pressure, and you know what I'm saying? I basically chalked it up to the fact that Crump is a civil rights lawyer. He comes to the aid of those that have had their civil rights violated. And let's just keep it a stack. When you hear of someone having a civil rights violated, that's just a dog whistle for, you know what I'm saying, a racial killing. That's all. That's all. Yeah. He assists those who've had their civil rights violated. So if it was something like, let me see. If it was something like Hernandez Govan, he wouldn't be on that. I hate to keep pulling Quet out, but he wouldn't be on a case like that. He'd be on a case like, I would say, Botham John. Botham John in Dallas, Texas. Botham John had a law enforcement officer come into his apartment while he was on the couch eating ice cream and shot him to sleep. Yeah, he would be involved in cases like that. Yeah. So I would want Al Sharpton as well. Al Sharpton is on this too. Him and Crump, they tag team. So, you know, Al Sharpton look like a whole damn alien on the cool though. I mean, we know what it is, right?
Mm-hmm. Ben, was he a strong swimmer?
His mother and father say he was a strong swimmer. He was an athlete. He was about to be a Division I wide receiver, Don. You know, athletes have to maintain their physical prowess. Their bodies are in extraordinary shape. And that's what they believe Nolan Wells was, an extraordinary athlete.
Yeah, I mean, look, the evidence is there. We can see his record. We can see who he looks, a good-looking, healthy young man. Ben, anything else? If something comes out of this autopsy, you said you expect to get the results by Friday, correct?
Yes, sir. Friday morning, we plan to have them. So
This is Friday night. I don't think we've gotten an update on the autopsy results yet. It's crazy because back in the day, they used to say it took, I want to say, 2 weeks to get autopsy results. But hell, look like we may be waiting a Monday, or will they do something on tomorrow? Who knows? Tomorrow will mark a week since Nolan's demise. Death isn't the only time my civil rights are violated, but it's the only time Crump shows up. It's crazy. Yeah. That's my issue with him. I get it.
And depending on what comes out of this autopsy, then you'll figure out where to go next. Now, I know that they've been saying, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go on.
No, you're absolutely right. And different times that you and I have talked about these cases, and you use your platform to give a voice to these victims, oftentimes we would turn to the Department of Justice. But here I think we're going to have to work with the local authorities and the state of Mississippi if we find any instances of foul play to get some criminal culpability. But we are still in the infant stages of the investigation now. And this independent autopsy is going to be very important for many, many reasons, Don Lemon. Many, many reasons. And so as soon as we get that, we will come back on and talk to you about the findings and what they mean.
Yeah. I know that you look, we have a time crunch here, and I understand that because you're very busy and you're working on this case. I just need to know, they said that these were childhood friends or longtime friends. Or have you been able to investigate that? Is that true?
Apparently they all went to high school together, Don Lemon. And, these young men come from prominent families in the Ocean Springs community. And so we are trying to get to the bottom of this one way or the other. We know that they have attorneys, so they are not speaking at this time, but we intend at some point to hear from them as to what happened on that Horn Island off the Gulf Coast of Mississippi on July 4th weekend. And so that's what we're waiting for. And we have to keep pushing, Don. And thank you. And thank you to your audience. Thank you to everybody on social media. Thank you to everybody who gave on GoFundMe so they can afford investigators and independent autopsies, because it is very difficult when you're trying to get the truth to be revealed when it seems like people are not trying to be transparent.
Yeah. We spoke to Ben, a member of the Cajun Navy who was looking for part of the search, and he said the mother, at the time that we were recording it yesterday, that the mother had not had an opportunity to view the body, either yesterday or the day before. Has the mother had an opportunity to view the body yet?
Not at this time.
Oh, man. And why is that? Is that because, is that normal, Ben? Is that procedural?
No,
Procedure?
I think they just got the body back yesterday. And so they are preparing the body for the independent autopsy. And I will say this, Don. We don't know the condition of his body.
Mm-hmm.
And so obviously that's going to be a hard decision, I think, for his father, if his wife, Christine, will be able to look at, his body, if it's disfigured in any way. We don't know. We're going to find that out. Just keep them in prayer, because this is every parent's worst nightmare.
Yeah, man. Just imagine she ain't even been able to see the body. The body done went through 2 autopsies. Boy. Would y'all want to see it? Would y'all want to see the body? If, God forbid, listen, God forbid that any one of us have to experience something as disastrous as this, would you want to see the body? I don't know if I could do it, y'all. It's into you. I appreciate you for the love. Thank you so much. Real talk. I don't know if the Invincible said she could. Invincible said that they could. Neo said I have the resume to speak on it. Most good football and basketball players are not good swimmers. Being a good swimmer isn't about just being a good athlete at all. I mean, I feel you on that. You think about it, bruh. The most decorated swimmer in American history is a damn pothead from Maryland. Shout out to Michael Phelps, That's all I'm saying. Call me if you defend yourself. I got a defense team for you in a self-defense case. Let's see here. I need to see for myself if it looks like my child was harmed. I agree. Yeah, I would have to see it myself too. I'm not gonna lie. I would have to see it myself too. Just being perfectly honest. Would it have an adverse effect on me? Absolutely. I wouldn't. There's some pills you just got to swallow at this point. Some pills you just got to swallow, man. It's just like, shit. Thank God for his mercy. Because you're going to need it. You're going to need it, man. Me and my whole family want to see the body. I might pass out. I will send someone strong. This is sad. I agree, man. Real talk. Prayers and condolences to the Wanshleys. We lifting up Dylan Wells in prayer. Let every lie be uncovered. Let every untruth be exposed. And let the Wanshleys receive the justice that they desperately need and most definitely deserve. Oh, Lord, man. That's different. That is different, man. Me and my whole family want to see the body. Jesus. I need pictures, videos, hands, nails. Have to. It's gonna hurt. I might pass out or whatever. My folks know what I like to do. They would do exactly that. Mm. Golly, boy, I tell you. What going on, home? I see you in the building. Man. It's been a long time, man. Goodness. How many siblings he had? I don't think he. I'm thinking. I don't think he had any. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think he had any though. Divine Black Rose identified my nephew. Was there to make sure he looked like himself. Saw him take his last breath on camera and what he looked like from his autopsy. I stood in the gap for my brother and his mother. That's why you highly respected. I don't even know you in person, but your aura commands respect. Salute to you for that, Divine Black Rose, my sister, man. Yeah, that's hard. Althea says, telling you from experience, twice I witnessed the amazing power of God. Most are healed. It's real. It's real. Condolences to this family. Hope they get their answers that they need. Absolutely. Precious said he has a lot of siblings judging by the pictures, but most they look younger. Could be 3 siblings. Okay. I appreciate y'all for putting me on game. Yeah, man. So as we transition topics, we're going to Dallas. Not Carmelo Anthony. This is a level lower than that. Yella Beezy. You know, this Yella Beezy situation is weird. Just like everything we've been covering lately. As of late, the state of Texas has come out and said that Devarius Moore was a co-conspirator with Yella Beezy on Roy Lee and possibly Mo 3. We got to look into it. Now, if you name him a co-conspirator, why is he not indicted? Why is he not indicted? Sound like Yella Bee's in trouble. I agree. As closer we get to trial, you know, we're not far away from trial. We almost 30 days away from trial, y'all. So this is about to get real sticky. And we'll be able to see this one. This one will be broadcast on TV. If my situation persists the way it is right now, which I don't wish for it to be this way, but if it is, we're going to cover it. Every inch of it. Salute to everybody in the chat. Hit that like button. And if you can support the channel, I greatly appreciate it. If you can't, don't worry about it. We ain't doing no tripping. Y'all just enjoy the show. All right, let's pull this up and get this out to y'all.
This Global TV One Yella Beezy trial update. New court filings reveal the evidence Texas prosecutors are asking a judge to allow in the capital murder case involving the 2020 killing of Mo 3. According to the state, prosecutors want to introduce Instagram live videos, rap lyrics and diss tracks, social media posts, music video photos, witness testimony outlining the alleged feud. Prosecutors argue the evidence establishes motive, intent, and the history of the alleged feud. The defense is seeking to exclude much of this material from trial. These allegations made by prosecutors in court filings, they have not been proven in court, and Marquise Yella Beezy Conway has pleaded not guilty and is presumed innocent unless proven guilty. Today's video, we're going to see exactly if they proved all of this shit by what they're saying. So what we're going to do is we're going to break down all the pieces of evidence that they're trying to post up and see if this shit actually works. Let's go. Procedural background. On November 11, 2020, at approximately 11:59 a.m., Melvin Noble, the decedent, was shot multiple times and killed traveling on South R-Rail Thornton Freeway. IH-35E, the state previously published to this court camera video footage capturing the masked individual wielding an AK-style assault rifle carrying out the murder in broad daylight.
Yeah, I think the Shiesty trial started about a week before the Mo 3 trial. We won't be able to see the Shiesty trial because that's federal. But yeah, Yella Beezy, his trial is on the 24th. And that will be broadcast. Law and Crime Court TV, local Dallas affiliates, you name it.
There is no such thing as an assault rifle. Anyways, on March 18, 2025, a Dallas County grand jury indicted defendant Conway for first-degree felony offense of capital murder for remuneration. The indictment alleged the following: that Marquise Conway, hereinafter called defendant, on or about the 11th day of November 2020 in the Dallas County or County of Dallas, state of Texas, did then and there intentionally and knowingly caused the death of Melvin Noble, an individual hereinafter called deceased, by employing Kawan White to murder deceased for remuneration and the promise of remuneration, namely United States currency, from defendant, and pursuant to said agreement, Kawan White did then and there intentionally and knowingly cause the death of the said deceased by shooting deceased with a firearm, a deadly weapon. On February 17, 2026, the state filed an amended notice of extraneous evidence and brief supporting the admission of extraneous evidence and other evidence pursuant to Texas Rules of Evidence 401, 403, and 404B. The Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 38.36 or 36, the state's amended notice included a timeline which set out a series of events, online media posts, and corresponding music release that depict the history and retaliatory nature of the feud between defendant Conway and his associates and the defendant Melvin Noble and his associates that ultimately led to the capital offense charged in this case. The state also provided defendant Conway with a second neural timeline outlining the specific events, online media posts, and music releases that the state will seek to admit or discuss through witness testimony during its case in chief. They're trying to build a bridge, but a narrative is never really evidence. You could basically say anything. Why the chicken crossed the road? Why the hell don't eggs taste like chicken? Or whatever the hell the case may be. Said he has man, big boy status. But that's not enough, man. And I'm trying to understand in this filing what exactly they're going to do, because if what they say in the beginning is what they have, that still don't sound good enough to me. Summary of evidence. In 2017, man, what? Okay.
Did he just say Yella? They ain't got enough on Yella Beezy? Come on, man. Hey, salute to my loved one. I appreciate you. You know I appreciate you. God bless you out there. Yeah. Let's roll this back, because I think I might have heard this wrong, but let's see.
What exactly they're going to do, because if what they say in the beginning is what they have, that still don't sound good enough to me. Summary of evidence. In 2017, man, what? Okay. The ATF conducted an investigation into numerous acts of criminal.
He definitely be down acting. Hood lawyer, you know what I'm saying? Hood lawyer. And get your ass out of here, bro.
Violence involving rap music artists, associates of record labels, Profit Music Group, PMG, and its affiliate record labels, Get Rich Cartel, GRC, and Cool Money Entertainment. Man, Okay, they don't say nothing about no gang shit, but all right. And the record label Hit Squad Music. That sounds a little, whatever the hell. But the cartel shit, I can see that. So don't let me, that doesn't sound biased. I ain't one of those. Anyways, from 2017 to the death of the decedent Melvin Noble, aka Mo3, HSM. The ATF observed an escalating feud between the Dallas artists and their associates in which social media posts and released rap diss tracks matched the violence occurring on the streets between the parties. Part of this escalation included Dallas rap artists for the first time rapping about placing bounties on rivals, and in some cases naming or alluding to specific individuals. In September 2018, Roy Lee Pate, a Dallas comedian and friend of decedent, was assaulted, shot, and later died due to complications from his gunshot wound. Law enforcement testimony will show that the shooting investigation is unsolved, and there is no evidence that defendant Conway, aka Yella Beezy, was involved in the shooting. So why the hell are y'all bringing it up? However, other witness testimony video exhibits show media interviews and the decedent's own music release, 219, will show that the rap industry and the decedent believed that defendant Conway and co-conspirator Devarius Moore, aka Trap Boy Freddy, hereinafter co-conspirator Moore, were involved in the shooting of Pate. Hours following the death of Pate, defendant Conway was shot multiple times while driving home. Law enforcement testimony will show that defendant Conway was informed the following day that the vehicle involved in that shooting was registered to decedent's head of security and chief enforcer. Months later, co-conspirator Moore would...
So the very next day, the laws visit Yella Beezy in the hospital and tell him that a van that hit you up was from one of Mo3's, I guess we can call them top shotters. They call him the head of security, Sean G. Yella Beezy proceeds to go on Breakfast Club, Vlad TV, and tell these folks he don't know who did it. Street code, big pressure. Only for him to turn around and retaliate. Now, they know you know who hit you up. And then that person comes up unalived. Yeah. You're going to be the first one they come for. And it took them a while. But I think they watched this boy every day after Mo3 died. No. And listen, I want Mo3 to get justice because I want his mom to get justice. I'm a diehard Mo3 fan. But we all know Mo3 was not an angel. Yella Beezy took matters in his own hands. How dumb can you be? These folks dropped a gem on you, man. They actually did their job. They told you who did this to you. And you go turn around and retaliate. It's going to be wild to see how this one turn out, y'all. I guarantee you my eyes going to be glued to it. Real talk. All his buddies done flip. I think Bodega done flip. Jerry Maserati done flip. Bodega done flip. We don't know nothing about Devin Brown. Keywan White trying to keep it solid. But I'm almost positive that he gonna flip too. Yeah. Because what are you getting for being solid? You ain't getting nothing for being solid. You're not being compensated on no end of the spectrum for being solid. Yeah, we got to wait and see what this one going to be, y'all.
Also be shot, and then again in September of 2020, in his music release 219, the decedent alludes to being responsible for shootings of the defendant, defendant Conway and co-conspirator Moore. Following the shootings of defendant Conway and co-conspirator Moore, So if y'all remember, right, we used to have this thing when we say the feds will flood them with a bunch of evidence, a lot of discovery and all of this shit and try to see what sticks. That's essentially what they're doing. They're trying to say, let's put all this stuff together so some of this stuff comes in. The state knows that they're not going to get all this stuff in. What they're hoping to do is get some in. Now, if they just so happen to, it's going to have to be because it makes the most sense. We had to have arrests. We had to have witnesses. You got to have all of this shit for it to make sense. You can't just say, oh, well, yeah, the shooters, the Bible, the Sabbath, and all that. Like, it don't work like that, brother. So let's see exactly what they think that they have. I want to say the history and I don't know. Anyways, that ultimately led to a capital offense charge in this case, as well as certain relevant statements and music releases made by the decedent. Decedent Conway and co-conspirator Moore before and after the murder. A list of state exhibits has been included in response to Appendix B. Events. A. Evidence of Roy Lee assault, shooting, and death. State witness testimony generally regarding that Roy Lee Pate, a friend and associate of the decedent, was assaulted, later shot, and died from complications of his gunshot wound on October 13, 2018. The evidence will not be presented as an extraneous offense committed by defendant Conway and therefore is not subject to Rule 404B. Rather, this evidence serves as a starting point and perceived cause of the prior ill will and hostilities between the parties. Is inextricably intertwined with the charges and is central to the state's theory of motive for the murder of remuneration. B. Defendant shot on tollway. State witness testimony and exhibits showing that defendant Conway was shot multiple times while driving home on October 14, 2018, and that defendant Conway was interviewed by law enforcement the following day in which he provided statements and was informed that an associate of decedent was the registered owner of the vehicle involved in this shooting. The evidence is not an extraneous offense or bad act committed by defendant Conway, and therefore not subject to Rule 404B. The evidence proves prior ill will hostilities between the parties, is inextricably intertwined with the charges, and is central to the state's theory of motive for the murder for remuneration. Co-conspirator Moore shot in his Sprinter van. Oh shit, yeah, I remember that one. State witness testimony and exhibits showing that co-conspirator Moore was shot while parked in his Sprinter van.
Yeah, that's when they said Mo 3 popped up out the lake. 3 jumped out of lake. You can't make this up, man. I was just talking to my son about a homeboy that I had named Blue. Blue didn't smoke no weed. He didn't drink no beer. He didn't drink no wine. He didn't drink no hard liquor. He didn't smoke cigarettes, blacks, nothing. He was just on that dumb shit. He was just on dumb shit, man. This is what Lil Melvin was doing, y'all. 3 didn't really drink. He damn sure didn't smoke. 3 used to be mad at Boosie because Boosie would be smoking like a damn freight train. And he couldn't sing the way he wanted to around all that smoke. So yeah, man. That shit is crazy, man. And shout out to my homie Blue. Blue preaching now, but that boy, I tell you, he was that one in your clique that if it was gonna jump off, he was gonna be the one to crack it off first. Yeah. He one of them type.
On December 26, 2018, the evidence is not an extraneous offense or bad act committed by defendant Conway and therefore not subject to Rule 404B. This evidence proves prior ill will and hostilities between the parties is inextricably intertwined with the charges and is central to the state's theory for motive for the murder for remuneration. But this is stupid because y'all are saying y'all know all these other cats did this shit and y'all decided to do nothing, which is insane because it more so sounds like the state and the ATF just let them do this. You know what would work out better if all of these shootings and all this shit was true is if he was a leader. He's not even accused of doing any of this shit. He's really accused of being shot. And y'all not doing anything. Was Yella Beezy's not Yella Beezy, was Mo 3's head honcho? Was he charged? Was he convicted? Did he confess like, bruh, it's been static and all this shit? No, you don't have any of that. So I just find it odd how so far we're not seeing anything. Now they keep on saying witnesses and all this shit, but what are the witnesses exactly going to do? Because you would need a witness to say, I'm a part of the gang, Yella Beezy's the leader, Yella Beezy had money on this day, this day, this day, and you're bringing it in per snitch code, per informant or whatever the hell you want to call them. So there's that. Defendant Conway's Instagram live post. Video exhibit of Defendant Conway's July 28, 2019 Instagram live social media post discussing the incident at the Unruly Citizens concert. These statements are party admissions that prove ill will and prior hostilities between the parties, are contextual evidence of the feud, and prove Defendant Conway's motive for the murder. B, Defendant Conway's Instagram live post of murder. Okay. Video exhibit of Defendant Conway's November 11, 2020 Instagram live social media post. The video exhibit proves ill will and prior hostilities between the parties. Is contextual evidence of the feud and proves Defendant Conway's motive and state of mind near the time of the murder. I'm asking the question, how? What part of that? Or what was said in the Instagram live? He better have a hell of a confession. Defendant Conway's Instagram live post call. Video exhibit. I don't know why I'm saying it that way. Video exhibit of Defendant Conway's December 15, 2020 Instagram live social media post regarding a call from co-conspirator Moore playing Laugh Now for Defendant Conway. The exhibit contains both party admissions and statements made by a co-conspirator during and the furtherance of a conspiracy. The video exhibit proves ill will and prior hostilities between the parties, is contextual evidence regarding the feud and conspiracy, and proves their motives and states of mind, including the defendant's consciousness of guilt. I don't know how that's possible, but whatever. Decedent's social media posts. Decedent's Instagram live post after Unruly Citizens concert. Video exhibit of decedent's July 2019 Instagram live social media post discussing the incident at Unruly Citizens concert. This evidence is not an extraneous offense or bad act committed by Defendant Conway and therefore not subject to Rule 404B. These statements prove ill will and prior hostilities between the parties and are contextual evidence of the feud. So if that live stream that's clipped, if there's more to it, then what? If you said, man, I was shooting the lights out yesterday, right? And I just clip it right there. Let's use me, for example. And I say, man, I was shooting the lights out yesterday. Boom. Does that mean I just shot them damn lights out? Could it be maybe I was playing basketball? So I'm trying to understand what the hell that's even supposed to mean. Y'all not really doing the shit that y'all supposed to do. You just taking anything out and you just say, oh, because of this date right here, this matches up to say this and to say that. So if he has an Instagram post from the day before or the day after, would that work too? All right, man. I'm not, listen, y'all already know me. I'm never pro-prosecution ever. But if it makes sense, it makes sense. They better have some snitches that can break this shit down, not no quote-unquote gang experts, because we done seen gang experts like in the Young Thug case get BTA. Our evidence that directly speaks to the charged offense and proves prior ill will and hostilities between the parties, conspiracy between Defendant Conway and co-conspirator Moore, and their motive and intent. C, shirt. Audio exhibit of co-conspirator Moore's music audio recording titled Shirt, released on August 5th, 2021. The lyrics are statements made by co-conspirator made during and in furtherance of the conspiracy, and are evidence that directly speaks to the charged offense and proves ill will and hostilities between the parties, conspiracy between Defendant Conway and co-conspirator Moore, and their motive and intent. So then why ain't Trap Boy Freddy arrested then? I mean, I'm assuming they're just going to say, oh, he didn't pay any money, so he can just troll. Is that what it is? Photographic evidence from co-conspirators and other associates' music release, Harder Than Yours. Photographic exhibits from Defendant Conway's associate, Jose Bodega's Hereinafter Bodega music video recording titled Harder Than Yours, states exhibit 1036 through 1040. This evidence is not an extraneous offense or bad act committed by Defendant Conway and therefore not subject to Rule 404B. The photographic exhibits serve to to corroborate state witness testimony regarding the association between GRC members and depicts a known GRC trap house where the shooter's vehicle was stored, where the shooter returned after the murder, and where the evidence of the murder was destroyed. Huh. Okay. That's some good evidence. I ain't gonna hold you. First Day Out, photographic exhibits from the shooter's music video recorded titled First Day Out. The evidence is not an extraneous offense or bad act committed by defendant Conway and therefore not subject to Rule 404B. The photographic exhibits serve to corroborate state witness testimony regarding. None of that sounds like evidence. It sounds like assumptions. So he knows this person said this and said that and all that. And then I'm curious about the statements that were made from the hospital bed, because according to Yella Beezy, he ain't say shit about nothing. So if Yella Beezy never confirms there's a rivalry, and we heard Mo3 say there ain't a rivalry, there ain't no problem and all this shit, if we introduce Mo3's lyrics that say there's no issue, there's no static, what you got, Rainwater? Who purposely told y'all he's coming in to say all of this shit? Oh, okay. All right. We're going to see, man. I don't know. I'm going to assume the state better have an ace up their sleeves and just flash it out like that. Because if they don't, I hate to say it this way, you're going to essentially waste everybody's time. Somebody in that courtroom better be a co-defendant turned cooperator, because that's the only way this shit makes any sense. But I ain't see it in none of the filings, so until proven otherwise, I don't know, bruh. And then the part of the evidence was destroyed and all of this shit, they never say, oh, this person destroyed the evidence, this person did that. So you don't even have proof of the person who destroyed all this shit that y'all want. Wouldn't that be important, right? I don't know, man. I'm just a hood lawyer, not a real lawyer. But hey, if you like what we do, consider hitting that subscribe button and pressing that bell too, so we can bring you that hot news. But yeah, bro, I don't know, man. I'm a believer of a bunch of things, but in this instance, this sounds like some assumptions. Let me put this in front of you, Judge, and then paint the pictures and all of this shit. There's no sworn affidavits or anything that's going to come in and say this, and that. You're not talking about you're going to introduce this through gang experts and gang testimony and all of this shit and cooperating witnesses and all this. So none of this stuff exists as I see it. But maybe y'all could point to something else that obviously I'm missing. I'm not paid off by anybody, so there's that part. I know that rumor gets thrown out there a lot. I ultimately believe wholeheartedly that it's possible it's a 50-50 with this, with Yella Beezy basically, dare I say, getting found guilty. I think it's a coin flip, because
it is people that's going to talk. That's the X factor. His people that's going to talk. Everybody want to go home. So you'd be a fool to think that Jose Bodega not going to talk. Devin Brown. You'd be a fool to think Devin Brown ain't going to talk. I believe he got a underground pact with Jossie Banks to come back home and resume their family dynamic. So somebody's going to talk, and one might say that this ain't evidence, it's a narrative. We're going to see about it. And I'll say this. If Toby Shook does the same thing that he did in the Carmelo Anthony situation, Yella Beezy can cancel Christmas, man. It's a ball game.
Why wait this long? They must have found and got their hands on something that makes them go, we could try this. But just because they're trying it, it doesn't automatically mean guilt. So there's that part. I don't know, but maybe y'all do. But yeah. Anyways, click right here, though, to see how NBA YoungBoy is beefing, man. Again. With Future. With Blue.
Cypress. I ain't know what was going on. I just heard a bunch of talking in your background.
Oh, my bad. Hold on.
So Seti and Govan and a few needs to relax. Yeah, Govan is relaxing. He snug as a bug in a rug. You better believe it. He snug as a bug in a rug. Yeah.
I'm back, yeah.
Yes, sir. Get comfortable. So you gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said, I told y'all Govan was gonna get off. Hey, he got off. But he got right back on. Yeah. See, this dude right here, Keywan White, I think it's done got real close. And all them live streams, they just ain't happening like that no more. I feel like when it come down to the come down, he gonna have a real live turnaround. And he gonna tell these folk what it is. You got to, if you don't want to die behind that wall. You know that now. I'm just saying. And Rose said, Seti, you're missing that folks is telling on him. Exactly. However, I don't know what's going to happen in court. That's up to the jury. It's going to be a jury that's going to sit up there and be like, yeah, that's a bunch of nigga shit. He did it. He did it. Yeah. You can see that plain as day. It seemed like even GJ can't prove enough. We're going to see. NBA already apologized. Yeah, that is crazy, ain't it? But yeah, man.
Let's start bringing all them phone people in, the airport people in, testify his ass cool.
Talking without direct knowledge is just a rumor or hearsay. Okay, pressure. Whatever, man. These niggas know the default. Yeah, whatever, man. What you said, Sight? Goddamn big pressure, the real hood lawyer.
Hey, no. I said that they get to bringing them people in from the airport and phone company testify these niggas ass cool.
Yeah. Some folk don't understand that. It's either they don't understand that or they just love being contrary. They love debating. I think pressure went D1 straight out of high school for debating.
More like D2.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy as hell. Oh boy. Hold on, let me put this up.
Hey, Yella, what's that little nigga name you signing in Paris?
Who?
What's that little nigga name you finna go sign in Paris?
In Paris?
In Paris, Texas, nigga.
I ain't got nobody I'm signing in Paris.
I bet not.
We ain't seen you around though. You went to
I'm for sure around.
Yeah, ain't go. You dipping and dab. Man, shut up. You like talking. We finna pull up at DG tonight though. That's cool. Okay. Police ass nigga, that's cool. Ain't nothing police about here, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man, we don't even drop. Come on, man, we ain't finna do this on no app, bro. Come on, man.
Hey,
we definitely ain't doing that.
This is Rainwater and Yella Beezy, guys. Check this out. Hold on, check.
That's Rainwater and Yella Beezy. It sound like they on Clubhouse or some shit. You know what I'm saying? The real salute to Mahalia for the content. Hey, y'all ready to go? Or y'all want to go over another story? Talk to me, chat.
We going over another story. They ain't got nothing else to do with the weekend.
It's the weekend. I don't know. They might be sleepy. Y'all sleepy? Y'all ready to go? What's going on? Let me know something.
Yeah, we ready to go. All right, to another story. Run it.
He said, run it. All right. Let's do it. Let's see. Chat ain't even responding to me. You see that? Come on, y'all. Let's see here. Oh yeah, let me show y'all this too. I want to just show y'all this just out of, I want to show y'all this just because. Cause this shit is weird. This shit is weird. Yeah, let's get to it. Cause this is pretty crazy right here. Finesse 2 times, right? Finesse 2 times is coming to Atmore, Alabama. That's right, Atmore, Alabama. If you know anything about Atmore, Alabama, ain't shit in Atmore, Alabama but a freaking prison. That ain't even the whole situation. Listen to this.
Boy 250, look, check this shit out. Atmore, Alabama, I be in the building tomorrow at the car show performing live. I need all the bad ones, all the real ones to pop out. We turning up. Atmore, Alabama, tomorrow. Car show 250. Oh.
Okay. Atmore, Alabama. He turned the comments off on this post. I'm going to play it one more time. And this time, I want you to look at this man frame, bro. This is Finesse 2 times, bro. Finesse 2 times. Finesse 2 times been fat his whole life. His whole life. Look at this nigga, man. And look at his head. Bevo Latte got more head than he got body.
It's your boy 250. Look, check this shit out. Atmore, Alabama. I be in the building tomorrow at the car show performing live. I need all the bad ones, all the real ones to pop out. We turning up. Atmore, Alabama, tomorrow. Car show 250. Oh, it's your boy.
I know that nigga neck screaming, boy. This nigga is small, y'all. That shit can't be healthy. That ain't healthy, skinny. That is. Boy, you all right? You ain't on that powder, is it? Finesse 2 times look bad, y'all. I ain't even gonna hold you. Finesse 2 times look bad. Yeah. Oh, boy. Let me tell you something, Big Pressure. I would not hang my hat on a damn Carmelo Anthony verdict. Everybody and their grandmama knew that Carmelo Anthony was not gonna beat that case. Everybody did. For real. Let's be straight up. That's not Ozempic. That's crack. That's that white horse. If you wanna ride the white pony. This nigga here, boy. Lord have mercy. Did you just wake up? Did you not drink some coffee? I mean, come alive, bruh. What's going on, man? Give me chills. Looking crypt keeperish. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That's crazy. He's standing in the middle of that sweater or shirt, whatever it is. This nigga frail as a rail. Golly. Anyway, enough of him. Let's get back to what we came for. Let's see here. Yeah, here we go. I don't know where Cypress went, but we'll see in a minute. All right, so this is what we're going to do. This is the one we've been waiting for right here. Big Tigga. Yeah, it's the one we've been waiting for. So this is the last story of the night. Big Tigga, Alicia Brown. Yeah, whole bottle of wax. I was waiting on these folk to talk about it because I know how they move. They damn near got a vested interest in this situation. So let's get into it.
Rap, city, city, rap, city, rap, city, city, rap, city, city. Big Tig doing big things. Welcome to Rap City, the basement. You know, the spot where the latest and greatest in hip hop jumps off right underneath Mama's house. It's going down.
So we are currently logged into the Athena Health Portal. As you can see, HTTP, you can confirm that that is in fact real. We can now see that all the balances are paid. Let's go over here and see who account are we in. As you can see here, we are in Aaliyah's account. We can also click on Alexander or myself, but this is Aaliyah's account. Okay, now let's go back over here. See billings, payment methods. You can see where I paid are directly related to the fact that he knew I was pregnant and influenced me to have the child, even though he knew I didn't want it. He even says, Alicia, I don't want to beef with you or put additional strain on you.
I am bleeding.
This is yours.
I'm bleeding, so take a picture. No, take a picture.
Welcome back. Tonight, Atlanta radio host Big Tigger is speaking out after his arrest over the weekend. Sandy Springs police charging him, whose real name is Darian Morgan, on aggravated assault and child cruelty charges. In a post on Instagram, Morgan said, quote, I unequivocally deny every allegation that has been made against me, and went on to say, because this is an active legal matter, I am limited in what I can say. What I can say is that I have complete confidence in the facts and in the legal process. I'll continue to cooperate fully and trust the truth will come to.
Fam, this update won't take long at all, but I gotta say this right out the gate. The woman we talking about today is a very dangerous woman, man. Not because she accused of being violent, but because of the lengths authorities say she went to manipulate the people around her. Now, most of us already know we talking about a woman who accused of hiding her own child to avoid losing custody. A woman who later gave another child the exact same name as the missing child, leading many to question whether that was an attempt to make information about the original case harder to find online. The same woman who allegedly sold footage to TMZ after an incident involving a well-known Georgia media personality. She helped shape the public narrative, obtained a protective order, and left them fighting serious allegations while being forced out of a home that he owned. We also get into another major update involving his career later in the video. Now, years after her daughter disappeared, investigators have arrested her on multiple warrants. It seemed like as more people picked up the story, the more progress we're seeing from investigators. And here's the thing. It's crazy to know that all this surrounds the stigma she wanted to put on Big Tigga surrounding their debacle and their marriage. And now it's coming back to bite her. And some would say God working mysterious ways. Now, fam, what's even more heartbreaking about this case, which we'll later discuss in the video, is at the time of her arrest, just a couple days ago, 2 people were in the car. It was 2 children connected to this situation, and one of them had the exact same name as the daughter who vanished years earlier. But the one that vanished was nowhere to be found. In the previous video, we broke down who this woman is, her background, her career, and how she built the financial resources that prosecutors believe could have helped her keep a child hidden if that was to happen. We also discuss her cybersecurity background, her language training in Russia, and why investigators believe this case was far more complicated than it appeared on the surface. Today we're bringing you the latest update. We'll go over the new allegations, where the investigation stands today, and let you hear directly from the father of the missing child as he spoke out following the new developments. But before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I don't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll jump right to it.
Said I needed to make another PSA. Listen, if you ever wish payday came sooner, this might actually help. It's a banking app called Clio.
If you let me go.
Okay, give me back my phone.
Move.
Give me back my phone.
Do not touch me.
Give me back my phone.
Please do not
You
put
just
this
said
in.
if I get off you, give me back my
Don't-
phone.
don't
You
put
just
this
said
in.
if you give me back my phone.
Get off of me!
Give me back my phone.
Get off of me!
Give me back my phone. You don't need it. What do you need it for?
Get off of me.
What do you need it for?
Get off of me. Please get off of me.
As soon as you give me my phone.
Please get off of
It's
me.
my phone.
Please get off of me.
Registered in my name.
This disgusting behavior right here. I ain't even talking about her. I'm talking about Tigga. You got to have a little steel in your backbone, homie. Like for real. Divine Black Rose said, I heard he was gay. Well, a lot of people in Atlanta saying that the exact opposite, but I don't know. Nene, I see you in the building. Salute to you, man. Good you was able to catch us, man.
Please get off of me.
Give me my phone.
You're sticking my ear in my ear.
Oh, sorry.
Get off of me.
Give me my phone.
Please get off of
You
me.
can stay right on the floor.
You're a
I'm not manhandling.
Right there. Stop. Both of you.
She doesn't care. I don't care. She could just give me my phone. She could just
She's literally I don't want to
Man, shout out for the jewels. I appreciate it. Love. That's love for real. Let's get back to Mr. Tigger.
She could just give me my phone.
Okay, but stop right now.
Tigger,
Give
get
me
off.
my phone.
Do you not see all them crop? Bro, why did you
Stop.
do
I'm
that?
not doing that.
Yes, you did.
She
You
dropped.
did.
She dropped.
Bro, you're literally stepping on her.
I'm not stepping on her. I just want
Bro.
my phone. She could give me the phone and it'd be over. She could give me the phone and it would be over.
Bro, just get over her. She's gonna
I'm
give
not
you.
on her at all. Give me my phone.
Get off of me,
Give me my phone.
D, if I was anybody else, you wouldn't be doing this.
Give me my phone.
Bro, just get over her. You can buy a new phone. Mr. Tigger! Mr. Tigger, get off of her now!
Fam, that clip you just saw is the footage that was later sold to TMZ. That video quickly became a major part of the public conversation surrounding the allegations involving Georgia radio personality Big Tigga. As that case continued to unfold, additional footage surfaced publicly. Following these developments, Big Tigga recently resigned from his position. Now, here
Man, y'all know that woman ain't nothing but 37 years old, man. That woman 37 years old, family. And you look at her on that mugshot, you swear she getting mail from AARP. No, that woman 37 years old. Yeah. She definitely is a disturbed, demented individual.
Here's why this story takes another turn. The woman connected to that original footage has now been arrested. According to authorities, she was taken into custody in Georgia on warrants out of the state of Maryland. Her arrest come roughly 24 hours after the additional footage became public. The timing has raised plenty of questions, but today we're going to focus on what can actually be verified through public records, the latest developments in this case, and why this arrest has put even more attention on everything that has happened over the past several years. Now fam, if you watched the previous video, if not, I'll leave the link in the bio. We talked about what possibly led up to this young girl's disappearance and what was the motive behind it. We also talked about what led up to the custody battle between Alicia Brown and her baby father, Darrell. Now, of course, we went over a message that was made in 2019 by Darrell's girlfriend at the time about the case, trying to spread more awareness on it. And she gave a motive that not much news reporters had mentioned at the time and even to this day. It was the fact that Alicia Brown had recently lost custody of her daughter. And that was key. And that gave more people hope that Aaliyah Brown is still living, especially knowing the background that we talked about in her career in the previous video. Not to mention, we also talked about how it got to that point. The 2014 incident in which Alicia Brown left her daughter alone in the parking lot of a cold car while she went to go gamble in a Maryland casino for hours. And we all know how the law works, fam. Nothing happens overnight. It took 5 years for the dad to get full custody even after that horrific incident. Now, we disclosed that message, but it was kind of rare for me not to look up those charges myself during that first video. So I made it a priority to look it up in this video, and I found out that the girlfriend of Darrell was correct. You see, at the very beginning, Alicia Brown was doing tactics to avoid being served and losing custody of her child back in 2014, immediately after. You see, Darrell Williams, he filed a complaint for custody and requested to terminate child support against Alicia Brown on February 7, 2014. It was in the Circuit Court of Baltimore County, the Family Division. The court issued issued a summons, but there was an important clue in the server's record. On March 10, 2014, they needed an apartment number. The note suggests the sheriff could not complete service because the address was incomplete. They needed the apartment number. If the defendant is not properly served, the court generally cannot exercise personal jurisdiction over the party. And on October 9, 2014, the court issued a notice for contemplated dismissal for lack of jurisdiction. This is essentially a warning that unless the jurisdiction/service issue was resolved, the case would be dismissed. And that's what it was on December 9th, 2014. And it took 5 years to actually get an address from Alicia Brown, get a court hearing, and a decision from a judge.
Oh, here it is. Well, I tell you, she's slicker than lotion now. She gave her address. She didn't put the apartment number on it. And because of that one technicality, that case got dropped in, I want to say 2014 or 2015. Took them 5 years to come back and actually serve her and run this whole proceeding and get that man custody of his daughter.
And that's what happened in 2019. And then suddenly, Aaliyah Brown had vanished. So when the dad of Aaliyah realized that his daughter would be 17 years old in 2026, and 7 years later, it seemed justice would finally come in locating his daughter. After Monday, July 6, 2026 at 8:46 p.m., the Hart County Sheriff's Office received a BOLO. Be on the lookout in regard to a vehicle traveling north on I-85. Deputies found the vehicle near exit 177 on I-85 and conducted a felony traffic stop with assistance of Georgia State Patrol. The driver was identified as Brown and was taken into custody, and 2 young children were recovered from the vehicle. One of the children was identified as Aaliyah Brown, but that was the 4-year-old who was newly named after her sister. So after you hear the news clip, hear exactly what the real had to say following the new arrest.
Connections to Baltimore County was arrested in Georgia on kidnapping-related warrants. Now, on Monday night, deputies in Hart County, Georgia, received a be on the lookout alert for Alicia Brown. She was, or is, the wife of radio personality Big Tigger and was wanted in Baltimore County on warrants tied to a 10-year-old's disappearance. This is in 2019. According to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, the child disappeared from Reisterstown. She was believed to be in her mother's custody. When police arrested Brown, they found 2 children in her car unharmed. Maryland is seeking Brown's extradition back to the state.
As we've been talking about him all day, Joe Claire, he is the father of Aaliyah Brown, who of course has been missing for the last 7 years. What happened when you got the call last night? Because of course you weren't expecting it. You got a call from the detective, and what did they say to you?
When I got the call, he just basically told me that they had her in custody.
Wow.
And you got a phone call because they had her in custody because of your case, correct?
Yes.
Alicia Brown was taken in on outstanding kidnapping-related warrants out of Maryland and by the Fulton County Sheriff's Office on felony charges of interference with child custody. Was Aaliyah Brown in the car with Alicia when she was arrested last night?
So they haven't located Aaliyah yet. They're still, searching and doing the investigation there.
Do you have confidence that Aaliyah physically is okay?
No, she's alive. She's definitely alive. I can confirm that. I've always known that. I've always known pretty much what was going on. To be honest with you, I hated it had to be who they have in custody because that's still her mom. And, all of this was for nothing. All of this was for absolutely nothing.
Wow.
I just want to take the time and thank everybody that ever, over this 7-year process, shared the hashtag to find Aaliyah Brown. Anything that you posted about my daughter, it's really because of you all that I'm at this point.
What do you want your daughter to know when she hears this?
I just hope you understand that no matter who this was, they would have treated this the same way. You do not just take a child from another parent and go about like it's okay. This is not okay. This is actually against the law. So in time, I hope you can understand that this is the truth, and I'll still miss you. I can't wait to see you, and I just hope you understand everything that might be going on because I know it's a lot, and I'm sorry that your name is circling around so much for this instead of things that you're actually good at and talented at. But I pray we can just start on a good foot, and I'm waiting, and I'll be here, and I'm willing to go at whatever pace you want to go. I miss my daughter.
My man.
Darrell Williams, I'm so proud of you for just keeping up the good fight. I know there's no other option for you. Please keep us posted, and we are praying for Aaliyah's safe return home very, very soon.
Thanks again for having me. And again, I want to thank everybody for your assistance. Like I said, I wouldn't have gotten this much attention without everyone's help. So I really appreciate it. I'm a little lost for words and kind of disheveled a little bit, but I really appreciate it.
We wanted to.
When it rains, it pours. You know what they say, fam. Sometimes justice don't come overnight. It might take a day, it might take a month, it might take a year, it might take a couple. But when it comes,
nigga, Tigga look like the devil in this picture. Tell me I'm wrong. Tigga look like Satan himself in this damn picture, man. Like, what is this, man? This is the most evil wedding picture a nigga ever seen, fam. Maybe it's just me, though. But these two, they look evil. Tigga 52 years old, man. Well, you picked the wrong one. You picked the wrong one. Jesus Christ.
it's gonna come. Like they said on the movie, 4 brothers. Keep knocking on the devil door. Sooner or later, somebody gonna answer. That's exactly what's happening here. I'm praying that girl's still alive. I'm praying that father can get justice and reunite with his baby. You can only imagine what a kid was trained to do since the age of 10. Where they at, rushing ties, and etc. That was the latest on a Maryland woman who seemed to be in connection with her child being missing or disappearing 7 years ago at the age of 10. Now get arrested for warrants out of Maryland in connection to that disappearance 7 years later. Let me know how you guys feel about this one in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And today, I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Man, listen. That motherfucker is psychotic. There ain't no other way around it. She is psychotic, fam. I wonder who made her this way. Just being 100% with y'all. Let's just keep it a brick. Who made her this way? Either she was born with a mental disorder or she was made this way. And Rose says she looks very troubling. Damn right she do. Damn right she do. And you know that she had to play a certain way for a man to even commit himself to marrying her. If I'd have seen any of this, I would have hit the ground running. Wow. That shit crazy, man. All of this crazy. She done effed up their bag. Yeah. Most definitely. But if that's all I could do, if that's the only loss I could take, messing with her, I'll take it. Because there's one guy in jail doing 20 years. There's another guy that hadn't seen his child since she was 11 years old. Yeah. She's 17 now. Women like this are a scourge, an absolute scourge, man. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. But hey, man, that's what people do. That's what people do. Jesus. And Rose said she has 3 children. One is with Tigga. He didn't do his homework on her. Folks told him he still married her. So he made that decision. Oh, yeah, that's what we've been saying. We said that the other night, too. You know, he was blocking people that was in his DMs trying to tell her what it was with her. You know. So, yeah, he clearly ignored the signs. You know. Shit is crazy. Shit, folks had told him he still married her, so he made that decision. Now he see. Yeah. Yeah. So, well, you know, most men love to have a younger woman, and that's what happens when you think, yeah, that's true. That's true. Um, and most likely when you deal with a younger woman, that's what you're gonna get. That's what you're gonna get. But you ain't gonna get it to this extent. This motherfucker's certified. You know what I'm saying? He just as bad. Any woman who doesn't have their own children needs to be side-eyed like a man not taking care of his kids. Well, flip it, Divine Black Rose. Come on now, flip it. How many times women done mess with men that didn't have their kids? Yeah, you gotta think about it now. That's all I'm saying. There's plenty of them too. So I get what you're saying, but it's a two-way street. Shit, I believe 90% of the niggas that be dating and about to get married ain't got their kids with them. You know what I'm saying? I truly believe that. So we look the other way on a lot of stuff. Let's see. She is deranged and a psychopath. Damn is. And smart. See, them be the one to get you. The ones that's smart, you know? She thinking on a level way past what a man will think. Way past what a man will think. Mm-hmm. Mr. Tigga, you didn't do a background check on your woman. Oh, you thought she just got a bad reputation. No, reputations, they damn near everything. They damn near everything. Not too smart. She in jail. Look how long it took, fam. Look how long it took. This shit that happened in Baltimore, I think, yeah, about Baltimore, the casino, that shit happened in 14. That shit happened in 14. You know what I'm saying? 12 years later, they bringing her in. Oh, she's hella smart. Graduated from the University of Maryland. Military background. She a damn you know what I'm saying? I appreciate the jewels. Real talk, Nene. Appreciate your family. You know what it is. Clock. Yeah, man. Real talk. Divine Black Rose said that's what I'm saying. I don't mess with her either. I don't mess with her either kind. Because if you don't have the back of your babies, I can't trust you. Yeah, for real. And there's some real scumbags out here, men and women. Men and women. Niggas that turn their back on their kids, bruh. You finna become subservient to a nigga that won't even take care of his child? Nah, I can't do it. Won't do it. That shit is disgusting to me, fam. It's disgusting, literally. You know. But hey, people have their needs. And what's the old saying? Half a man better than no man at all, child. Say that for the birds, man. I ain't trying to hear it. Just being real, I ain't trying to hear it, man. So I can't stand a deadbeat. Or mothers that don't take care of their children. Ain't lost custody. I ain't lost custody back then. Never mind now. So yeah, I can't stand women. They going out dressed to the nines, and the baby got on some goddamn Air Force Ones. And you think them hoes is British tam? Them hoes supposed to be white. Yeah, man. That's something my mama used to talk about all the time when I was a little boy. You know, I ain't finna go out looking nice, and he ain't looking nice. She just say it all the time. And I heard it, but I never got the full grasp of it until I got older, you know. Yeah, man. Things that people will do for the P and D. Mm-hmm. And P can be two things. One is flesh and the other one is plastic. I'm just saying. Yes, indeed. Yeah, man. But that's my time, family. I just want to tap in with y'all tonight, share a little bit on Nolan Wells, and go through a few topics. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all rocking with me. I appreciate Nene for the jewels. I appreciate Althea for the love. I appreciate G Money for showing love. And I want to send a special shout out to someone that hit me up after the live stream. I want to say shout out to Jacqueline. You're a real one. Always have been. I appreciate the love. And if y'all were here on my last live stream, yeah, it kind of got emotional. But I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna be me. That one thing you can guarantee. You can guarantee I'm gonna be myself. Yeah, I don't have an internet persona. I don't have a TV persona. I am me. I feel like God created me in a fashion that I'm multifaceted. Yeah. Yeah. So if somebody had a problem with me expressing my feelings over the airwaves, then hey man, that's on you. That's on you. And the same motherfuckers that was telling me not to express my feelings over the airwaves ain't sent me a dime in Chinese money now or ever. It's always the ones that portray to be friendly with the tough love comments. Motherfuckers that make you no earthly good. That mean you no earthly good. Period. Y'all need to watch what y'all say on these podcasts. Run it back, Ken. Run it back so you can see this. Y'all need to watch what y'all say on these podcasts because y'all be talking too much. Man, y'all heard about Hilda? Miss T said Hilda had a stroke. Said a nigga gave Hilda a stroke. See, every time there's a comment, it's sideways. It's sideways, fam. And I'm not lost on it. Wasn't lost on it then, and I'm damn sure not lost on it now. I try not to block nobody unless they are unruly. But don't come at me like that, home. You don't know me to come at me like that. You don't know my struggle. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I'm going through. So, just to be friendly, I don't need your advice. Keep your advice to yourself, home. And whether I ever see you on this channel again or on Cypress, I will tell you the same. I will tell you the same. If you ain't here to help, you hurting. I don't mind nobody enjoying the content. But when you come with that type of energy, I got to check it. So, there you go. I ain't for it. I ain't for it. I appreciate y'all, though. Keep your head up, Hitter. Appreciate your realness. Man, I appreciate y'all for listening. For real. But real talk, if anybody got a problem the way I present my content on my channel, just leave. It ain't hard. Boy, there's so many channels on this YouTube, fam. It's so many. I would prefer you be over here, but you ain't gotta be. You ain't gotta be. Boy. I hope all is good though here. Hey man, listen, we walking by faith and not by sight. That's how we do it. How we do it. I felt that last live where we have hearts to breathe life into our brothers around here. You did what a real man does. Get it out and push forward. If you hold on to it, it'll eat away at you. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I got friends I could talk to. But yeah, I ain't want to talk to them. I want to talk to y'all. Because a prophet gets no love in his hometown. Read into that. Hell, Jesus walked around 30 years in Nazareth and niggas was hating. Come on, man. That's my time, y'all. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all much. Respect. And we'll do this again tomorrow. Y'all pull up, I pull up. That's how it work. Man. But this is your boy, the Alabama Hitter. And until the next time we decide to spin, I'm in the win. Salute to the Day One Hit Squad. We gone.
Back in that bed. Yeah, new shit. Finna murder that bitch. Come on with it. Got a dojo in it, feel like Cobra Kai. With them bricks, karate chop. I just broke it down and recompressed, now it's a lot. Now he hot, dummy blocks. She been eating Molly, popping Zans and smoking loud. She got live, and she forgot. Bitch, I'm from Montgomery, we do numbers on the south. It's going down, fuck you talking about. They say who that thought you knew that I'm that nigga, bang 'em J. Floating through the city, getting it crumb and making major pay. If you ain't about making money, get what dog, we can't relate. I don't fuck with niggas like you, please just stay up out my way. Okay, I can make it double 24 to 48. Ain't no drop, it's a drought. They gon' buy this shit all day. Pocket rocket on my waist. Yella Nina, that's my babe. She gon' show out by Lil Bang. Niggas know that girl don't play. Okay, me and you ain't equals. No, we not the same. I'm just soaking up these blessings. Thank the man, I can't complain. Niggas finally see the picture. I just got a bigger frame. And I'm still going in. Yeah, you niggas know the name. Got a dojo in it, feel like Cobra Kai. With them bricks, karate chop. I just broke it down and recompressed, now it's a lot. Now he hot, dummy blocks. She been eating Molly, popping Zans and smoking loud. She got live, and she forgot. Bitch, I'm from Montgomery, we do numbers on the south. It's going down, fuck you talking about. Hey, bitch, I just love Pluto, parked the spaceship across the field. Came back with some triple stacks, set out back, we geek for real. She say, bang, bang, where you at? I told her, meet me across the hill. Gon' look up popping pills on some video, shit for real. Junk gon' crank up the grill. Told your mail, pull out the speakers. Party every weekend, give a fuck about them peoples. Dip off for a minute, damn, they need me in the kitchen. Bitch, I'm something like a chemist, I'm a young Josephus. Late night now, I'm lurking, nigga, where the skuggies at? Yeah, I'm geeking, that's a fact. Say she sober, hold on, hunger, here, just take a piece of that. Got her twisted to the max. Now the bitch won't shut up talking. Bet you didn't know that your baby mama love this fucking dojo in it, feel like Cobra Kai. With them bricks, karate chop. I just broke it down and recompressed, now it's a lot. Now he hot, got lies, and she forgot. Bitch, I'm from Montgomery, we do numbers on the south. It's going down, fuck you talking about? Hey.
Yeah.